on his heels. All right. We're just going to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. Episode 8, Touching Tips. Wilkie and Brennan, special guest Jameson in the house. Back for a second visit.
Glad to be back. Let's do this.
Let's rip it.
Yeah. We're starting with golf.
Yeah.
You know?
They should have a designated hitter in golf.
I don't understand what that means.
Like, I just think it'd be way more fun if it was like a tandem event and you just had like a David Ortiz type cranking it out there for you.
Okay. I see what
And
you're
then
saying.
you just had like a finesse man coming in at the end.
Well,
with
yeah,
his,
it's just like a scramble.
Scramble.
hockey
Yeah.
stick putter.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what any of these words mean.
Well, so I'm playing in a golf tournament on Friday. That's a scramble. So it's a foursome where you basically you hit off the tee and you take the best ball, and then from there you play, and then you play that person, like whoever's best balls from there. So like it's basically like you just team up and like try to make the best score as a team.
That's
But
the
that is
thing
the
that
thing.
you invited me to.
Yeah.
You should have told me that. I feel like I would have been more.
It's way more. It's way more fun.
I did tell you that, but unfortunately
Nah,
you
you
didn't
didn't
know
tell
what
me.
the word scramble was.
Got
So,
him.
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking about eggs right now?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't understand your white person shit.
Yeah. Got my J's on.
Yeah. No, I did tell you, but that's all right. Next
right.
time I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know the events and rules and guidelines, everything you're going to need to know. But yeah, it's fun. I suck at golf, first of all. I'm fucking terrible. Like, I am awful. But whatever. Yeah, so now, like, I'm kind of just in this weird stage of life where I'm actually trying to get good at golf. And maybe that's just because I'm getting old and I see the end coming.
You know who like a great fourth person to bring in to talk about this would be that we all know?
Zach? Oh,
He'd be great.
yeah.
But I'm talking about my boy Matt Murph.
My boy,
Oh,
Matt
my
Murphy.
boy.
My
Wow.
boy Matt Murph loves golf. Bro.
Yeah.
He claims to be like the best out of all of us.
All,
feel like
out of all of us three?
Out
I
of
don't think
anybody,
that's
out of anybody he plays, I think he's. I don't think he's met somebody that can take him down yet.
Yeah. That dude, dude Kevin, who I come into XO with every night, he's taking your spot actually this Friday. He's a self-proclaimed really good golfer. So, got a dude who's like, with like a 10 handicap kind of thing, or whatever. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
What that means.
So, like, if it's a par 72, it means he shoots an
82.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
That
pretty
means
good.
That means he's very, very
Yeah.
good. If you can shoot that.
Yeah.
that's so funny that they call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 handicap.
You can't. Yeah.
Do we were
Like they
What
got
did they call it before? Like the 10 retard? Like
they got to
Like,
make
yeah, like
they got to make faces while they're playing golf.
You
Yeah.
can't make par, so your handicap,
Yeah.
your retard is 10, if you will. That's incredible.
Raymond nearly bankrupted a casino, and he was a retard.
Yes.
Good callback.
But yeah, no. I just want to speak real quick because I played for the first time this year last week with 3 buddies from work. And they're all really good, actually. Like,
Yeah.
They're all, one's older, has been playing for years, and then one's younger than me, but plays in a league and I should ask what his handicap is now that we're on that subject, but I didn't. And I was by far the worst player. And when you're the worst person in a foursome, it sucks because you feel like you're slowing everybody down. It feels like you're like lagging while they're waiting. And 6 holes in, I was awful. I was absolutely awful. I was in my head. And then I realized, and like this is golf, there's so many millions of things you can do to change that can make your game possibly better or way worse. And I realized when I was hitting the ball, my feet were like I was playing softball or baseball, like a baseball stance. And I realized, oh, wait a minute, I'm playing golf. I got to widen my stance. And then all of a sudden I did that. All my balls started going straight, and I like picked up a couple pars. Like I actually started playing better. And I'm like not good by any stretch, but a couple pars is okay on a decent course.
Yeah.
Playing in Exeter, so. And it ended up being okay. It ended up being fun. And then they're like, all right, good. We were worried. Like you were just absolutely ass, and this was going to be miserable. And I'm like, I could tell you guys didn't say it, but I could feel it. So I'm glad I was able to improve.
See, to me, if you're gonna suck, just suck quickly. That's all you got to do.
And
Yeah.
I was, but like when they're like hitting like 250 straight in the fairway, and I'm hitting like 120, like topping it,
Yeah.
like an idiot or whatever. It's just like it sucks, and you're just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? But golf, fun sport if you're decent at it.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think golf's fun even when you suck at it. As long as you go into it with the right mentality. Like I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like some people like think they're going to be fucking Tiger Woods out there, and it's just like, dude, just hit the goddamn ball. Get drunk in a golf cart for fucking 5 hours. Like, why is that so hard to do?
My brother-in-law is like the reason why I've been introduced to golf disc golf at the same time. He enjoys some disc golf.
Disc golf.
And
yeah.
I find myself thinking the same thing during both of them. You know what I mean? Like you're just like never gonna get good at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just tracking your mistakes down
Yeah.
time and time again. Like
No.
I don't know. I just had the same feeling of like being out there and just being like
I don't know though. With like the advent of social media and shit, like you can get good at so many different things that like 20 years ago you were just fucked. Like if you
Yeah.
wanted to be a good golfer in 1999, you had to have a lot of money to spend on fucking like private lessons and shit. Now, dude, TikTok, you just watch like 5 TikTok videos and you can get the gist of shit, you know? Like just go out
Yeah.
there and try and replicate it, you know? It'll tell you where you fucking got to stand. It'll tell you how you're supposed to swing. It'll tell you, you know, are you going to be fucking, you know, Phil Mickelson? No, but you can fucking at least like get passable at golf without ever even stepping on the fucking course, you know?
It's true.
It's the same shit with a bunch of shit. I picked up a
Sparring too for UFC. Some people like watch videos on
Yeah.
how to properly like punch and
yeah, all that shit you can learn on fucking like
Yeah.
TikTok and shit now.
crazy.
Before when COVID broke out, I had played guitar like when I was in middle school, like early high school. And I was like, okay, but like I was like a power chord guitar player. Like I could play like Nirvana songs and shit like that. And then I just stopped playing it for close to fucking 20 years. But like during COVID, I had nothing better to do. So I took out my guitar and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can like find all these songs now, like to play on the fucking internet. Dude, you can look up like fucking anything. Any fucking song you could possibly imagine. There's some fucking dickhead on TV like showing you how to play it.
he
So
like,
it's like,
turned it into Guitar Hero for
dude,
you.
I got better at guitar in like that 6-month period of COVID than I had like the 10 years I was playing guitar as like a kid. Just because it's like it's all at your fingertips now, man. You know?
Same thing with YouTube trying to fix something. Like you watch a video, you can kind of figure it out.
Oh,
get
yeah.
the gist of it.
Dude, Brennan and I have had to watch numerous YouTube videos to figure this out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how we got to podcasting to start with.
And
Yeah.
all of this time, I never knew that my man played guitar at all.
Yeah, well, I'm a fucking
I
onion,
feel
man.
like we've
Just
had
peel back the layers. you
We've
know?
had multiple discussions about like guitar solos and stuff, and you've never been like, "Oh, well, actually, I know what
well,
I'm talking about."
because I'm not
here."
a fucking narcissist.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Most dudes with a good, like, I can just see like young Brennan with like longer hair showing up to a party with a guitar, like ready.
Yeah, no, I was
ready
in-
to
Oh,
get
wow.
it. Bro.
First of all, I never had long
I
hair
was gonna-
because
that's what I was gonna
rocked,
ask.
I rocked Jufro. My shit was like tight. I'd like that fucking. My high school senior picture was like just straight like a fucking poofed out, man. I picked it out too. It was fucking baller.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was
don't
just
even-
doing drugs then, so I wasn't really. Yeah.
I think my high school senior picture is probably rough, dude.
Oh, mine is too. I had a fro. Did you not just hear me say that?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what I look like.
Yeah.
I think I probably have like dyed hair and like eyebrow piercings or some shit like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I wasn't there, but
Like, it's probably like a super roastable offense.
Yeah.
Like this is like the first time I've been happy that my like high school home was destroyed and everything inside by a hurricane. You know what I
I
mean?
guess,
Like,
you know, silver linings. you
yeah,
know?
silver linings. Now I just have to murder the other 200 people that I graduated with and
Yeah.
track their high school yearbooks down, and we'll be
Yeah.
all set.
were those your Papa Roach days?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I was listening to that song hard.
Yeah.
Would you say that killing those 200 people would be your last resort?
Nice, nice.
What
That
was
would
the-
really, I'd really cut
It was
everybody's
there, it
life
was
into
there.
pieces with that.
Oh man, yeah.
Puns.
That brings me to a funny thing that I've always talked about. I don't know if
if
it's
it's
ever
Papa Roach related, I'm
made
out.
no, it's the next best thing to killing yourself, and that's Linkin Park.
Oh, man. I was also not a Linkin Park guy.
Oh man, they tricked me.
Why?
They tricked me into like pre-emo, right?
yeah,
'Cause
yeah, for sure.
Linkin
yeah.
Park comes out. This is still the time when like videos are on MTV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see these guys screaming, "One step closer to the edge." At no part in that song do you think, "Oh, these are some fucking whiny,
Yeah.
this girl broke my heart emo boys." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But then you buy the CD and you listen to One Step Closer, and then the rest of the CD plays out, and by the end of it, they tricked you into being like a sad boy.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
ate that shit up because I was a sad boy at the time, and I was just like, "Yo, like if it wasn't for you guys, would I have avoided this whole sad time in my life? You tricking me with this one hardcore song that you put out." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
was it
It was-
One Step
Which
Closer
one?
doesn't
One step
match.
closer was the one. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't match any other song on the album. Oh, Every other shit is some fucking whining, fucking pussification.
Linkin Park
like,
is crybaby
shut up
311.
and go run
That's all
some
they are.
laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
I wouldn't want to put 311 in the same sentence as Linkin Park.
Emo
but-
Limp
I fucking like
Bizkit.
311.
That's
first
what
of
I
all.
mean.
Yeah.
I like 311
okay,
too.
yeah.
That's
Well,
what
that's
I
what
mean.
I'm saying. Though. Like, 311 is what would happen is instead of like smoking a bunch of pot, they were just like crying about their high school girlfriend. That's fucking Linkin Park. I never understood why anyone liked that band. Like it was just they're not fun to listen to. You know.
You know what? Nah, dude. Because if you were into like the new metal, like Korn.
Oh, Korn. I liked Korn.
Korn
I
kind
did
of took
like
you to
Korn.
Limp Bizkit, and Limp Bizkit like had a DJ and with this
Check out my melody.
and then Limp Bizkit, and then
I feel like we're now on just the progression of date rapists. Like you're on to Limp Bizkit, then after that, you know, you're sexually assaulting a teenage girl, and after that, it's like,
bro. Of all like, have you seen like Limp Bizkit touring lately?
Yeah.
I would totally go to that shit.
I don't
we
know.
should go as a touching tips.
that would
Come
be
on, bro.
hilarious.
I think I'm gonna pass.
Nah,
Is POD still doing work?
we can bring. They're doing the Lord's work,
Puddle
bro.
of mud. Yeah. Who else was who's the fucking what was the band Static X? The dude with the
Oh,
fucking
dude.
yeah.
They got some killer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when we have talked about guitar, though, you're always more on like the mellow side of things.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like what I would tell you about Static X, you'd be like, not my cup of tea.
Well, you know what?
I don't like to shred.
I had my fucking like my goth phase or whatever, but it was like more like Tool, Marilyn Manson. I've Korn, like early Korn and shit, but like I had that phase, and then I kind of just honestly what it was Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I was listening to all this fucking music, and my brother would just constantly make fun of me, and I'd be like, "You don't know what good music is," and then he was like, "Listen to this fucking album, you idiot." And I put on Dark Side of the Moon, and at the end of it, I was like, "I've been listening to bullshit my
Yeah.
entire life. What am I doing with my like this music
That's
sucks."
a solid argument,
Yeah.
bro. I
Like,
heard like
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, like saved me culturally.
Floyd
Yeah.
and like Dire Straits, I heard way too late in my
Yeah.
life, and then I was
Dire
just like,
Straits.
dude, I've been listening to
Yeah.
some bullshit
Well, Floyd,
this whole time.
Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I think I was like my freshman year in high school, but like basically like all throughout middle school, when I was going through my goth dark phase, I was like, yeah. The moment I heard that album, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Bro, I'm talking
I
about
should be
being
making
like
fun of me.
30 plus years old.
That's too old.
Like, oh wow, like
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like probably like I don't know, man. Like right around the time when I first met High Cabbage.
Yeah. Oh wow. So
Like
real
I
deep.
started
Okay.
playing like ZZ Top Radio at
Yeah.
Harry's Burger Bar, and that's where we worked together.
Yeah.
And then like that radio station took me to like Pink Floyd and Dire Straits and stuff, and I was like, damn, man. Like I had heard the few, like the radio stuff,
Right.
But this was kind of playing the deep cuts that led me to listen to like the actual albums,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely did. What's the thing that you do with the Wizard of Oz? That's the Dark Side of the Moon, right?
Yeah, that's Dark Side.
But I mean, I fucking ate mushrooms when I did that. So how much am I really gonna
Well,
remember?
yeah. What were you retaining?
Yeah, not much.
Yeah. Which actually, have you done that? Is that like there has to be like a video of that already, like on YouTube or some shit, right? Like I haven't done
Yo.
that since I was
What,
probably
doing
taking
mush-
drugs.
Doing mushrooms while playing Dark Side of the Moon while watching Wizard of Oz?
Well, yeah. So do you know about the Dark Side of the Moon thing?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew about it, but I didn't know about mushrooms with it too. I
Well,
guess
yeah,
that
I mean,
makes sense.
taking mushrooms improves
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
true.
no. Well, I'm saying, like, is there an actual video that just automatically like matches it up, like online already?
There's gotta be. Do you want me to search
Sure,
for
there,
it?
I'm
Nah,
sure
well,
there
you don't
I'm
have
sure
to.
there has to be. Yeah.
We can put it in the notes.
Yeah, somebody find it and post it for me, you fucking losers. Do my bidding.
Oh, 52 of you.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, because I haven't seen that actually since I was like a kid.
I don't think my take on it was that it didn't really work out too much.
I think definitely certain things. Well, you know what it is I feel like a lot of people lose sight of the fact that The Wizard of Oz is a musical, so it shouldn't really come as a surprise when like things like musically
Kinda sinks in,
Yeah, I mean it's
yeah.
all about like bar. What is it? Fucking tempo and
Yeah.
I'm not like a music major, so somebody could explain it better. But if the Dark Side of the Moon album has songs in it that are in like 4/6 or whatever, and so does Wizard of Oz, and it's like, well, yeah, then naturally they're gonna match up,
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was they say it's a coincidence, so I'm kind of inclined to believe that, but it is kind of fucked up how some of the points like kind of match up perfectly.
Yeah.
like
Like
did it,
switching to colors, like the moment that like the chimes go off in time, or is it the cash
No.
registers in money?
I thought it was money, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it in a while, but yeah, like there's a lot of weird shit, like the fucking when she's running from the tornado, it's the run, yeah, far away, yeah. So
yeah, I don't know. I must
Yeah.
have been fucking way too fucked up.
yeah.
I don't remember most of it. Doesn't Pink Floyd have like their own? They made like their own crazy like animated movie though.
Oh, The
too,
Wall.
Right?
It's a
Yeah, I
fucking
don't think
awesome
I've
movie.
ever seen that before.
You gotta see that
I haven't
movie.
seen it
Yeah.
We
either.
gotta get some mushrooms.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen Pink Floyd in concert or like Roger Waters in concert?
Nah, it's on my list.
It's a fucking great show. I never saw The Wall, which I really wanted to see, but I think at this point, I think he's done touring. He's kind of become a weirdo.
I saw government.
How old is he now? He's got to be like.
It was like 80. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's like too old, man. I
Yeah.
saw the Stones when they were that old, and I was like,
You know what,
I was
though?
gonna say they're still doing it. Though.
But here's the thing, though. It's not about him in the show. It's not about Floyd. It's about, like, the spectacle of
Yeah.
it. So, really, I mean, if you wanted to get technical, you could probably just go to a show that doesn't even have Pink Floyd at it. Like, but it is all visual. It's all, like, lights and shit like that. And like,
I feel like
it's
that was a thing back in the 70s where people would go to those like domes.
Yeah.
And they'd do
like planetariums.
laser
Yeah.
shows
Laser
with Pink
shows.
Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, fucking Pink Floyd, though, is a great fucking show to go see. Roger Waters, like I said, questionable politics, but it's he's turned into one. He's a JOO hater.
JOO.
Yeah. So
Shout out to South Park.
That's
and
the
Cartman.
hard. That's the hard J. Yeah. He's not hearing it, but
Damn.
whatever. Still like his music.
I'll say this though: you said their name quickly, but Tool is still one of my favorite bands to this
Yeah,
day. I love
Tool's good.
Tool.
Yeah.
You
Even
still
then, though,
listen
I don't.
anytime.
I don't love that like nerds have kind of co-opted the Tool, like the ones that are just like this is musical theory at its finest. It's like I don't know, dude. Like who gives a shit? The songs are good. Let's just listen to the songs.
You know what I
It's like, can you imagine him changing from 4/6 to 7/8? Like in a it's like I don't care, dude. It sounds cool to me.
I don't know what any of that means.
Exactly. Nobody
But
does.
I did see a cool thing where they like, it's like I forget what it's called, but it's a page on YouTube, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they like have a drummer listen to a song with no drums in it.
Yeah.
And he's never heard it before. They do it. The dude from the Red Hot Chili Peppers is on it. They have him listen to like 30 Seconds to Mars or something.
Yeah.
And he's listening to it, and he starts talking numbers like that.
Yeah,
and
well,
he's
it's all like drumming
decoding
shit.
like what
Wait,
they're.
yeah.
Is it Flea from the Chili Peppers? Or
No,
No,
it
it's
was
the drummer,
Chad
the kid
Smith.
that
Oh,
looks
Chad
like-
Smith.
yeah.
Oh, it looks like Will Ferrell. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's my favorite
So they
band,
have
so
it,
that's
like,
why.
What's that song? It's like, what if I wanted to break?
From
It's like
30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars. Or maybe it's My Chemical Romance. I don't know.
I
One
don't
of them.
know.
Which now that you say
I saw the Chili Peppers live in 2009, and the Mars Volta opened for them. So I don't even know if it could be Mars Volta because we're saying like all these Mars-related bands.
Nah, it's definitely like an emo band.
All
well,
right.
now that you say Chili Peppers, I didn't know this until I somehow went down this weird wormhole. But did you know that John Frusciante was the guy who basically killed River Phoenix? Like,
No.
I didn't know this either, but he was the guy who got like River Phoenix and him were friends at that time in like whatever it was 90.
I can only imagine how much drugs were involved.
Exactly. Well, so River Phoenix, I guess, was trying to like kind of help John like get like a hold of his like demons or whatever. But what happened was actually Frusciante like then drew River Phoenix in, and the urban legend is that John Frusciante was the one who gave River Phoenix like the dose that like killed him. So yeah, like I didn't realize that, but like John, like the family of River Phoenix, like just straight up like are like if we ever see John Frusciante in public, I'm going like his dad was like, if I ever see that dude in public, I'm gonna kill him. Like,
Oh shit.
Is
yeah.
that like the original guitarist of the Chili Peppers?
yeah. He's the good guitarist of the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Well,
him,
there's like a video back in the day of like the two young ones like it's just the two of them playing for like MTV on like the
Yeah.
shore somewhere.
well, because
Yeah, probably.
Anthony Kiedis, Flea, and John Frusciante all went to high school together in California. They
Yeah.
all knew each other. They also had two other friends that were originally in the band, but they died of drug overdoses.
Yeah.
Slovak, and I forgot the other guy's name.
Yeah.
So you're saying that like he's I heard another thing about like death responsibility that's crazy. Like the girl that killed John Belushi, essentially, she was like tagging along with Robin Williams, and she had met Robin Williams through, I can't forget the first person where it went along to, but she was just basically like this fame whore, like
Who's just leapfrogging dead
along.
people?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like they
Oh,
said
wow.
there was like an after party at Belushi's or whatever, and Robin Williams was like, "Yo, this broad is crazy. Like, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
And he died that night.
Yeah,
Like, and
damn.
Robin Williams always like held that as like, I left my friend with this crazy broad, and she killed him.
And then
like,
he got to hang himself 40 years later.
Well, speaking real quick on the
Bro, we always have such happy endings on touching tips.
Well, I'll say this real quick about the John Frusciante. One last thing. He said this. He said, I was doing so many drugs. There's a stretch of my life, a 2-year stretch of my life. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
He
I
was-
believe him, bro. I've
Yeah.
been there in my
Yeah.
life.
So he's like 2 year stretch, no clue. And I
Well-
probably might have been around the time you mentioned previously. when
Well,
we were
maybe
seeing-
he conveniently forgot
Yeah,
them.
maybe.
Well,
but-
at any rate, we can all agree that Frusciante chili peppers are the superior chili
Yeah,
peppers
I mean,
anyway.
they-
I like Navarro, but he was
Yeah.
like I'm more of I liked him in Jane's Addiction.
yeah.
Who actually fucking Perry Farrell, I feel like is like one of the most underrated
He
like
is.
lead
I
guys.
feel like, yeah.
So he was fucking awesome in Jane's Addiction, Porno for Pyros.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the love he deserves
He
like
did-
in
he
terms
had
of
one
like that
other
era.
band. He had another band too. I forgot. what it
Well,
is.
I mean, he was like the organizer of Lollapalooza, so he kind of like
Yeah.
was like he was like a mainstay in that scene for a while. But
Oh wow, that's a young Kiedis right there.
yeah,
That's not the video that I was thinking it was. There's some video back, but I think it is that guy.
Kiedis.
No, it's definitely Kiedis singing, but the guitarist.
Oh, it's got to be Frusciante.
Fun,
then.
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
fact about Anthony Kiedis: he's 61 right now. He's dating a 19-year-old.
Oh, we're back onto that.
Yeah.
Bro,
okay.
it's everybody, dude.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what it is, but like every lead singer I grew up thinking was cool. It's like you find out later on in life, like, maybe he kind of put a dick in his mouth every now and then.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, like enough with all this fucking shit, dude, tricking me into everything, you know?
What we don't need to learn about people anymore. I feel like.
Yeah.
Just keep it all surface level. You know.
Like I
Yeah.
used to think like the greatest trick ever pulled on like the rock and roll thing was getting everybody to wear like black leather dominatrix style stuff, and then years later being like, I'm gay. You know what
Well,
I mean?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, it is kind of like, well, yeah, writing was on the wall here.
like,
pal.
can you imagine?
Are you
if,
talking
like,
Judas
nah,
Priest?
but like you're just
Yeah.
like a normal bro, like listening
Yeah.
to Judas Priest, thinking like you're getting Linkin Parked by Judas Priest, essentially. You know what I mean? You're fucking dressing like him, like
Yeah.
you develop your whole personality around, and then later on, the dude's like, "Hey, guess what? Your friends are making fun of you for the rest of your fucking life, dude. Like it's over." That's brutal. That's fucking
Yeah,
brutal.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like if you listen to Judas Priest though, like it comes like it's not like the album came with a finger in your ass. Like it's like it's still
Finger was
I
sold
don't know,
separately.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
gonna be like the equivalent. Like if Tom Brady ever came out as gay, I would never hear the end of it because of how much I love
how
Tom
much-
Brady.
how much
you know
we've
what I
d-
mean?
yeah.
So I'm saying like that
Yo,
guy, like his
Yo,
friends,
you and
just
me
get
both
roasted.
dick riding him for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like,
man.
yeah, who gives a shit though? Like, would your championships be tainted? I'll tell you right now, if Matt Stafford
gayer.
has won. Matt Stafford could have won a Lions Super Bowl and then like come out as like not only being gay but having like starring in the largest gay gangbang in the history of gangbangs, and I'd still be like
With the sneakers on.
Let's put yeah, with sneakers on. Let's put a fucking statue of him in front of my fucking house. I don't care. I'd put if Matt Stafford had won us a Super Bowl, I would put a statue of him in front of my house being bukkakied by 30 dudes. Like I don't give a fuck. You know?
Brennan,
Win
you're
me
way
a
more
Super
out
Bowl.
there. You're way more out there. Brian.
I guess I'm just progressive.
I just want everybody to know too that touching tips came from the mind of this young man over
yeah,
here
well,
as
we touch tips.
Yeah.
So, I
you know.
Who needs Judas Priest? We got enough gay going on right now.
This
I
is
mean-
why we need like a producer to be like playing funny things right now.
or a producer to say things like "Less gay, Brennan. Less gay."
Yeah. You guys are veering off the algorithm every time.
Wording, Brennan. Wording. You guys ever watch Arrested Development?
No.
No, I don't know what that
Alright,
is.
I'm not going to bother them. I was going to say
I've heard
that-
it's amazing.
There-
but-
there's a character on it called Tobias who's who just is always like saying like kind of gay stuff without like thinking he's like saying gay stuff. You know, like one of the things is he paints himself blue because he wants to join the Blue Man Group.
yeah.
So he's like, and I have to get an audition. The guy's like, you haven't even gotten an audition. You're painted head to toe in blue. And he's like, no, I'm afraid I just blew myself. Like, he's like, you really should just have a tape recorder and just like play it back every now and again.
Really
you know?
bringing things back to Marilyn Manson over there. I love it.
God. What is that? Kind of reminds me of Michael Keaton and the other guys when he keeps
Yes.
dropping TLC
Yeah.
references.
Don't go
randomly.
chasing waterfalls.
Like that's TLC. You're doing it. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like the other guys came at like the end of me remembering every word to every movie.
Oh, yeah?
And they're like every time somebody quotes it, I'm like, fuck, man. I like
that movie
that was
fucked up by
very,
not,
funny,
very
too.
quotable.
by
Very
not
quotable.
seeing it enough, man.
Yeah.
And now I
So
feel like I
great.
don't watch movies anymore.
Peacocks don't fly. Help me out here, guys. Do peacocks fly?
Who says that?
Michael Keaton. Yeah.
You ever done a desk pop?
I know about the desk pop.
Or the tuna rant he goes on where he's like, You're gonna go out to the middle of the ocean with a full-grown tuna. You a lion, you know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's.
That didn't go the way you thought it did it?
Are you looking up lines right now from that movie?
Nah. I'm just looking up other stuff we wrote down. I feel like this could
That
be
kind
a,
of that goes back into the Will Ferrell discussion we had last week, though, where he's better as
Bro.
like as a two,
You know,
like a 1B. Like
I
you know,
was-
him and Wahlberg were good in that movie.
Old school.
Yeah, old school, same thing.
It's
Ensemble
like
Cats.
one of the best.
Yeah. But then I was thinking
He,
about
he was like a 1C in that because Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson
Yeah,
kind of led.
but
Or
then-
Luke Wilson, I mean.
what's the Flint Tropics movie? Semi-Pro. He's the lead. He's the only guy in that
I didn't
movie.
like that movie.
Not good. Not
Yeah.
good. I mean, it was all right, but it was not
fine.
good.
It was
Yeah.
fine. But I
Anything
didn't
that
like
Will
it.
Ferrell is like the main draw is not good.
Could you argue Elf?
Ooh, yeah, I guess you could argue Elf. You know what, though? Maybe I'm going to put a caveat on that one because it's a holiday movie. Like, rules don't apply to holiday movies. Like, is Elf actually a good movie? Or is Elf a good movie because it's one of the few good holiday movies?
It's definitely one of my favorite holiday movies.
Yeah, well, for sure. But I'm just saying, like,
sure.
would it have the same rabid following if it had nothing to do with Christmas?
I don't know. It's pretty good. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
what other like? There's no movies about like fucking orphans that don't involve Christmas. You know what I mean? Like every fucking orphan movie. Well, I guess Annie.
Annie?
Is that a, I
No,
don't know. I
what
don't think
about
I've
that
ever seen
scary
Annie.
movie Orphan where the chick's like actually an adult?
Oh, yeah. She's like a 70 or a 50-year-old Russian woman.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm not a
that
fucking
one.
scary movie guy. I haven't seen a scary movie, I don't think, in fucking 30 years.
Unless
I only
it's
know
like-
of that one, though, from like people telling me about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't like being scared. Like,
No?
I just don't. I don't enjoy that sensation at all. You know?
Yeah, like I hate when like a scary movie just uses like a loud noise to like scare the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I like a suspense like thriller. Like I want to be trying to figure out what's going on.
Well,
the
so
whole
I
time,
guess
but
that-
I don't want you to unnecessarily fucking make me jump for no fucking
So you
reason.
like the
know?
movie Seven because that's my favorite movie of
Well,
all
yeah.
time.
So that's not a scary movie. I would
That's
even,
a suspenseful movie,
right,
though.
but I would even argue that The Exorcist isn't a scary movie. That's like just a good, well-made movie that happens
Yeah.
to be scary at points. I feel like there was this shift in like 2001 where all of a sudden movies were just like, I know what people want. They want to be scared shitless of their own kids. And that's like just what they did for like 20 years, where it's just like, it's all just little children creeping the fuck out of you, you know? Like,
or just torture shit. Like
or torture
Saw.
shit. Yeah, yeah. What was
or
that?
Hostel.
Hostel. That was the one I was
Hostel's
thinking of.
real bad.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, like I don't want to see somebody getting their fucking fingernails pulled off. I don't want to see a little kid crawling on the fucking ceiling. Like, if you're going to make a scary movie, make it like a cool movie that is also scary, you know?
Real quick though, because I saw this, which I found very interesting. Eli Roth, who directed those Hostel, apparently there's a TV series about Hostel coming, and Paul Giamatti is going to be in it, which I find very weird but very intriguing. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be really good because I like Paul Giamatti a lot. I think he's a really good actor. But
You know,
I don't know who
you know
the
his
fuck
dad.
that guy is.
You know his dad banned Pete Rose from baseball.
is that true?
Yeah, Paul Giamatti. His dad was the commissioner of baseball when Pete Rose got busted for gambling.
I didn't. How did
Yeah.
I not know that?
Yeah, that's one of the things where
crazy.
like every time I go to try to like Paul Giamatti, I'm like, your dad's a piece of shit. Like fuck you, you know?
That was what 1989. He was banned, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Because what's his name just got banned. I think that you guys talked about.
yeah.
that.
Marcano.
Marcano,
Yeah.
the utility guy.
Oh my god, we just run right to that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame with my dad, and it was a great time. But the funniest thing that I found is there's a, you know, they stress the fact that there's like, it's only like 1% of the people that are in this enshrinement because there's like 23 or 26,000 people who have played professional baseball. And this guy's in, his name's Cumberland Willis Posey Jr.,
Better known as.
better known as Cum.
Which again, if your nickname is Cum, C-U-M, like
Like, you better
know
be
what?
Peter fucking North, bro.
Well, no,
Like,
fine. Your nickname is Cum. Your nickname is Cum. There was a time and place in history where that was socially acceptable. Leave it off the plaque. Leave it off.
Yeah, like-
that didn't need to be on there. That
When
was
did-
just honestly, that was the guy making the plaque, being like, "Oh, this is gonna be great," you know?
yeah, like it's like the same dude that did this is like the one that puts all the dicks in like the Disney cartoons.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
1000%.
when did the
Yeah.
Baseball Hall of Fame go live?
Yeah. Oh, ooh, that's a good question. I
That
think
is
it was
a
what,
good
like 1940s, I want to say?
Like
Yeah.
when cum was fucking being talked
Can
about.
we just talk about my boy Cum for a second? He started baseball before World War II and finished baseball
After.
started baseball before World War I and finished baseball
Yeah, damn.
After
that is a
World War II.
That's a 35-year fucking
Yeah,
career.
but he's not. Read the thing. He's just an entrepreneur of like the Negro leagues and stuff like that. He's not a player. He was like I don't know, a financial backer of the leagues.
Okay, so
Which makes it
come-
even funnier. Like
come
you can just
Willie.
see some like white supremacist being like, "Shut up, cum,
Yeah,
you fucking Negro lover!" Like,
Don't come at me.
yeah.
nice. Get out of here, cum.
It would have been funny though to be able to like pull up like old footage of like a 1920s baseball game where it's like now batting as come Willie Posey, you know? And then probably say something off color about black people.
Dude, that's so
Definitely say something off color.
Actually, do you remember Danny? Well, I don't think I was too. I don't remember when it actually happened. I think it was like in like the 70s. But do you remember Howard Cosell on like Monday Night Football? Like what inevitably got him fired from like broadcasting forever?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy, I think it was a Washington like punt returner or something, was running a kickback, and he was just like, "He's at the 50, he's at the 40," and he goes, "Look at that monkey run!" It's like, no
Jesus
way,
Christ.
Yeah.
Howard, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Like, good lord. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Holy
not his best moment.
Yeah.
Probably his worst moment
Yeah.
ever.
Well, I think it did. I think it got him fired. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the kind of dude that was just, he was having a couple pops every time he would get in the broadcasting booth. So I think by then his brain was pickled. But yeah.
Ooh, I see a topic there that I want to get back into.
Let's get into it.
Confirming Paul Walker's status.
Oh, we did confirm it.
I looked into it too.
Yeah.
All right, give us what you know.
So he was with this girl named Jasmine. He met her when she was 16 and he was 33.
Yikes.
And when he passed untimely, he was still with her. So they were together like 7 years. But yeah, he
Not
he
a
met
great
her,
not a great
met her
look.
at 16 when he was 33. Not great. Not sure how that happened, if parents were involved with consent or not, but yeah. Not great.
So, RIP to a hero,
Yeah, I love how I brought him up the first time and didn't know any of this. I'm like, well, crap. I guess I gotta learn more about Paul Walker.
I feel like I've been knowing the fringe details of it and still being like the Fast and the Furious is like a monumental moment in my life.
Yeah. I mean, I'd heard he was a piece of shit, never watched the movies, so I was like, you dude's a piece of shit.
That's wild.
So I'm on the right side of history for once, you fucks.
Yeah.
Points from me.
I mean, if we go through all of this, it's like we're not allowed to listen to like the Rolling
Oh, nothing.
Stones, Aerosmith.
Oh, I mean, look at Elvis Presley.
Led
Elvis,
Zeppelin.
Elvis Presley
Hey, I
was
still
like,
watch Kevin Spacey movies. Like, I don't care. Like, he's a great actor.
As the what's his name in that one good movie? Kaiser Soze?
oh,
yeah,
Usual Suspects.
Yeah. Or L.A. Confidential, he was good in.
L.A. Confidential, sneaky.
Yeah,
so
that's a fucking great
underrated.
movie.
Everybody has seen more movies than me.
American Beauty was really good.
American Beauty, though,
It's fucked
hasn't
up.
aged well.
Yeah, it's a good movie though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's authentic.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing true to himself. Except, I guess...
Wrong gender.
Yeah, wrong gender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
True.
What else? What other fucking good
He
Kevin
was just
Spacey movies
recently
are
like
there?
crying on TV saying he's gonna like lose his house and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
He's a victim. He's a victim of the Me Too movement.
I have a Kevin Spacey take, and I feel like a lot of people disagree with it, but I'll say it here. I think The Usual Suspects is overrated. I think if it wasn't for him being in that movie and how crazy that ending is, I think that movie's average. Like, they have a shitty Baldwin brother. They don't even have the good one.
I feel like right now you're blaspheming. But
Yeah,
all right.
bro. What are you
Stephen
doing,
Baldwin
bro?
is
You're talking,
a treasure.
you're talking shit about the guy from
Biodome?
Biodome?
Yeah, Benicio del Toro. You have who the fuck is that? Is that Jack
Chaz Palminteri.
I can
Palminteri.
see what you're saying though. Like the movie
Gabriel
has
Byrne?
the movie
Yeah.
has a
Like,
great plot,
it
but
does.
they don't pull it off
Yeah.
in the cinematic masterpiece that you would like to see it pulled off.
Yeah. Like and again,
I thought that about Uncut Gems.
dude,
Like I
think
thought that movie could have been so much better. Like
Yeah.
I'll say this: I've never seen a movie where I'm like sweating in the movie theater for how this guy lives his life.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ!
I was telling
dude.
him, watch the other movie those fucking kids made. Good Time. It's even better than Uncut Gems. Like it's
wow.
so good. Yeah. Did you end up seeing that? No.
no, bro, I don't do anything. I just work and like look at my blueberry garden.
How is the blueberry
That's
garden?
what I'm into.
How are your blueberries?
I just did this thing. I just did a thing that I saw on YouTube where you hang the same color Christmas ornaments from your plant that the berries come in as. So I got a bunch of blue Christmas ornaments and I hung them on my plant. And now this is supposed to trick the birds. The birds are going to think that the berries have ripened. They're going to come and peck these ornaments and they're going to say, fuck. And they're going to keep doing it. And then eventually they're going to say, don't waste your time with those bushes. And then by the time the blueberries come in, they'll leave them alone.
I'm skeptical, but
I've never heard
but
of that.
we'll see. Let me know how that goes.
I've never heard of that. How fucking much do you garden, motherfucker?
I'm just saying.
This is deep in the wormhole, bro. This is like 7 years in for
I'm
me.
not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying I've never heard of it
I'm not
before.
saying I'm right or wrong, but it's the thing that, besides strawberries, it's the thing that I've gotten gut for the most.
Oh yeah, by animals and shit.
Yeah, like the raspberries and the blackberries for whatever reason. Like I don't know, maybe it's just because so many of them get produced,
yeah.
or the animals have a hard time getting to them. Whatever it is, like I feel like I don't experience loss with that. But like you'll come out to your blueberry bush and the thing will just be ravaged.
Goddamn blueberries.
And it's like the birds know, like they're waiting for them to be like the perfect blue
Yeah,
to come and get them. So that's what I'm hoping happens with the
ornaments.
ornaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I may have to tell my dad because he grows tomatoes and stuff at his
telling him
house.
put some red, but it's only for bird damage. I don't know if I've grown tomatoes a lot, and I don't know if birds go after tomatoes.
Oh, that's true.
Tomatoes are more a victim of blight.
Blight.
Yeah, not to get too down. I don't know nobody gives a shit about this. You fucking losers eating your processed food
Well,
with your fucking
this is what we do here. We share our little things with the world, and then shit all over them for not.
Yeah.
feeling the
Mr.
same
Farm
way.
Fresh
Yeah.
coming hard at everyone.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking.
But I saw
Jesus.
a thing about how to make your own gummies out of like
Horse hooves?
out of berries and stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I could essentially start making my own gummy bears and my own tincture.
Yeah.
You know, 100%. I did all this shit, thinking about how cool I was the whole time.
Yeah, all we need to do is find a horse farm and fucking melt those fuckers down into glue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for gluten.
yeah.
That's kind of sad.
What? That's how we get gelatin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, like gelatin products aren't vegan because those are like animal byproducts. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
What about this game? You play this game still? Knocking stuff out of people's hands?
No, I think we covered this last time.
Yeah, but I want to bring James to that.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I would do it with like trays. I wouldn't do it like if someone's actually holding like 4 drinks. I wouldn't.
You
fuck
can't
with
like
it then.
cost the company money.
No,
That's like
no,
what
no.
the thing of it is.
But if,
It's
like,
just like
someone's
you have to inconvenience them.
Yeah, like if someone's holding a tray on the side.
Yeah,
It's like the
you take
post high school equivalent of like a book dump.
yeah.
I actually got a perfect one. So PF Chang's, like, you had to. It was so stupid. You had to box the food up at the table side in front of them. So this one person, it's so funny, but me and another person, anytime we'd see someone about to set up a tray, we'd walk by real quick, snatch the tray, so that they were like helpless, like about
Oh,
to
that's
put it.
awesome. That's a solid
Yeah.
move, dude.
About to put the tray, they're like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" That was a good one. God, I'm sure there's a bunch of these.
That makes me remember a funny story. And it might be my first time ratting myself out on this.
Uh-oh.
But there was a time where I had to remove a gentleman from the bar, and he just kept like jarring at this younger couple that was at the. He was like the same age as them. He was like this young little like entitled brat kind of kid.
Yeah.
And he just kept saying, I don't know what he was saying, but he was saying like things in Spanish to like demean the young lady. And
Okay.
the couple, the guy in the couple, he was like the son of like a regular of mine that came in all the time. So I kind of had some familiarity with this guy, and I knew that they were like good people. It wasn't like it was this kid being a dirtbag. You know what I mean? He was doing it when I was out of earshot, out of view. He knew what he was up to. So finally, the guy goes to take a leak. He calls me over. Hey, man, I'm uncomfortable with this dude. So now I start queuing in on it. I figure out he is being a dirtbag. So I bring the takeout over to him. I say, listen, man, you're all set here. Give me your card. We're gonna box your food up, and you're gonna get out of here. You know what I mean? So I make him pay his tab, box his food up. He's walking out. He's still like talking shit to me and stuff like that. And like as he's talking shit to me, he's like now in the middle of the street. I just reach forward and fucking knock his food all over the fucking ground.
Yeah.
And so the next day, obviously, he calls or leaves a review or some shit like that. So the president or vice president, whatever she was of the company at the time, she calls me and she's like, Ryan, so I call. I'm like, yeah, I had to remove this guy. And then at the end, she's like, there's just one last thing. She's like, did you knock all his food out of his hand like after the thing? And I was like, damn, like, and that at what point do I just say I don't give a fucking tell? But I was like, no, I would never do anything like that.
That's the behavior of a crazy person.
Yeah,
That's
like,
heinous.
in the back, but I'm like, she's just far enough removed, I think, to know that that's like you totally be like, Ryan did do that shit. 100% he did that. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, no,
And I
what
was
do you
like,
think? I'm a fucking sociopath?
Yeah, what do
It's
you-
like, well,
what do you
I am.
think
I am a
about me?
sociopath.
Yeah, so.
So what did he do when you did that? What was his
Yeah, what was the
reaction?
response?
Yeah, that's what I
Did he
wanted.
just
He
take
just
it?
kind of like went like this, and then like I went back into the
Oh,
restaurant.
I wasn't sure if
Like,
he was like trying to come at you or something.
No, it wasn't quite the
Alright.
the Batman incident,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unprovoked attack.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I had some other funny take. Oh, there's another funny story where I worked at Not Your Average Joe's, and I used to draw. You know, everybody would get takeout, and they'd put their food in the keg cooler, right? So you really had like no business going in the keg cooler unless you were changing the kegs, grabbing wine, whatever. So
Yeah,
obviously, I was a bartender there. I was in and out of that cooler all the time.
Yeah.
So if I saw somebody's takeout sitting there, I drew a fucking dick farm all on the inside of everybody's takeout boxes. You know what I mean? And normally they'd go in there and like grab a bite or something, and later on the shift they'd be like, "Oh, you got me." So I get this one girl, and then like the next day I'm like, "Oh, yo, you never fucking said it." She never said anything about getting the dick farm. You know what I mean? So I go, and I forget her name, but I just remember the reaction. I go, "Yo, what happened with your takeout last night?" And she goes, "Oh, my dad wants to know who you are and what business you have." So I guess she's like, she brings a takeout pizza like home to her pops and is like, "Here, Dad, I got you food from work."
And it opens up, there's just
yeah,
dick
just
shot
a
everywhere.
big fucking veiny, hairy fucking dick drawn on the inside of it. So like, you know, I would do it, people would see it and they'd be like, "Raw," you know.
Yeah.
So I already said it, but it was just great. Her reaction, I'll never forget.
You don't remember who it was?
I feel like if you brought him up on like Facebook and shit, I could get to the bottom of it, but I don't remember her name off the top of my head.
Damn. That's hilarious, though.
I know she's married now. I know that. I remember seeing her wedding photos. It's to like a.
Should I just randomly guess names?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna know her. I'm not gonna know her
Beth.
name, bro. We're
Carol.
We're gonna be back.
Cheryl.
We're gonna be back to the restart.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. All right.
Does it have an A and a Y?
Does it start with
now
the-
we're going back to it.
Yo, you know what's another funny thing that I've always thought of? You know how like in chess, there's all these moves to like fuck somebody that doesn't like they do one stupid thing, you put them in
Yeah,
like
yeah.
checkmate and like 4
Yeah,
moves or some
right.
shit. Like, is there a way to win Guess Who in like 3 guesses or some shit?
Well,
Like,
actually,
is there some AI manufactured like ask this series of questions?
well, yeah, for
and
sure, because it's a game based on probability. So it's like, actually, I went through my whole life.
Brennan, you're like,
No, I so here's the thing. When I got kids, I got to like rediscover
Oh, shit.
Guess Who as like a grown adult.
Here we
like,
go. This
and
is
thinking,
this is the hot shit people came here for.
I got to go through it though, like critically thinking. Like the worst thing you can do is start off by asking questions like, is it a man, boy or girl? Is it a like you don't want to do 50-50 questions. You want to find the outlier. So really, you're better off going like you're almost better off just asking who the fucking guy is.
Does this guy have glasses and
Like,
blue eyes?
Well, yeah. So you want to say like, all right, I'm looking around. There's only 5 guys with glasses. Like, does your guy have glasses? And if the answer is yes, boom, that person's dead to rights. You got them fucking
Yeah.
right off the bat. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
If not, then you just keep going to like more and more.
Do they have a beard? Are
Yeah,
they bald?
exactly. You
Yeah.
got to go with like because the whole name of the game is you got to win in like
if you just do
5
50-50
turns or less. You
I
know?
feel like you
Yeah.
got to be ready for this and just demolish all of like your kids or like
Yeah.
cousins or whatever, because they're gonna figure it out. Like
Yeah.
kids are smart. They're gonna
Well,
be like,
yeah.
"Oh, I just got to ask these questions."
Well, that's just it.
They'll be
Everything.
fine. But like your first 5 times playing them, you're like, and you just bet them.
Yeah.
You bet them like unreasonable things. Like
Yeah. And just keep track of it so that way when they graduate college, you're like, you're indebted to me
I'll
$300,000.
bet you that
Guess who
sweet
fucking loses.
Optimus Prime that you can't beat me in Guess Who.
Yeah.
And then you take it and ruin their whole 5th birthday party.
I mean, my entire life is basically just trying to one up my children at this point. Like, I had a baseball practice a couple weeks ago where I kind of was out there in the field, like fucking around with the kids and shit. And my oldest is rounding second as I'm like fielding a ground ball at short, and I go to try to like run him down and tag him, and he outruns me. Like I was giving it my all, and I couldn't catch him. So at that moment, I was just like, I gotta get fucking back to
Yeah.
doing shit. Like, from that moment on, it's like, dude, I'm getting a standing desk. I'm working out. I'm gonna be doing laps and shit. It's like I can't have my oldest like being able to outrun me at fucking 11 already.
He got you.
Yeah, he's
Damn.
faster than he fucking looks.
Don't you need new hips, bro? Aren't you fucking
Yeah, I do.
screwed
I'm fucking
anyway?
dying. My arm's like falling off now. But I'm bartending left-handed now because I literally can't even lift my fucking arm to like pour drinks.
Why? What's wrong with that?
I don't know, man. I tried playing golf twice in 2 weeks. That's what's wrong. Like, yeah, I fucked it up. I
My
don't
problem,
know.
that thing in my back is like all the way down my arm now.
Oh,
I feel
really?
like in my toes sometimes.
Are
too.
you just
It's
having a
driving
heart
me
attack,
fucking crazy.
maybe?
Maybe.
I hope not.
Yeah. Well, just saying, like, if it's radiating down your arm, like,
It's like spinal stenosis. I got an MRI about it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
yeah.
It's like a bridge collapsing on your string of nerves. What are you gonna do?
Oh.
You just eat
What-
you just eat aspirin and ibuprofen all day. That's the only thing that helps it.
What? Well, is there like surgery or something, or is it?
I
Yeah.
guess. Find me a list of people that are happy with how their back surgery turned out, though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
It's
true.
Like, I think I'll just take it in the ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So-
Surgery in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I haven't had to have the one surgery I probably should have. I incurred at Not Your Average Joe's. I just rubbed some dirt and some duct tape into this, and I can't feel the tip of my finger anymore because I cut it like
Yeah.
across like the nerve. So
Yeah,
when it
but
gets
what do
like
you need the feeling for there? You know?
it sucks when it gets cold out because it feels funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that how we got the name of this podcast?
touching tips. Yeah, that'd be funny. Like I'll do it, but only with this. It's not gay. I can't feel it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could put that finger anywhere, bud.
It's like it's like little Nicky Jr. or
Yeah.
not little Nicky. Who is that in the? It's like that Adam Sandler movie where he gets rich and he's got like the
Oh,
the
Mr.
fucked
Deeds,
up-
Mr.
Yeah,
Deeds.
yeah.
Just do it to the middle finger guy.
That movie was filmed in the town that I went to high school in. Actually, I saw the filming of that movie.
Dude, Adam Sandler is the best. I don't care what anybody
So
has
good.
to say. I feel like that would be the celebrity like being a dick to people that I would be the most sad about.
By all intents and purposes, he sounds like he's fucking awesome.
Bro, he like plays basketball
Yeah.
by himself. He
And just dresses
be out
like
there in the people.
an 8-year-old.
He's ready. He's ready at any time to
Yeah.
play ball.
Yeah,
He
he's
has this-
really good. He's really good.
He has a story where it's after like he got famous or whatever, but like when he was like first starting off as like a struggling actor or whatever, like he had like an acting teacher like at school or something who basically like took him out for a beer, sat him down and was just like, "Hey, listen, man, like some people have it, some people don't, and you don't, you know, like you might want to consider like your other options in life, you know, kind of one of those
wow.
talks." But Adam Sandler years later, after obviously fucking making like hundreds of millions of dollars, like fucking being one of the biggest, movie stars in the whole goddamn world,
Yeah.
sees him at a bar while Adam Sandler's like there with like a bunch of his friends. And he brings the guy over like to meet his friends, and rather than like rubbing shit in his face, being like, this fucking asshole told me I was never gonna make it, ha ha ha, he introduces him as like, hey, this is the only professor I ever had that ever bought me a beer. It was like,
wow.
that's like a cool, like, that's like being the bigger man kind of
What
shit.
a heartwarming tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I'm
saying,
happy to hear that.
So there is good news in the world
Yeah.
still.
but for every one of those, I'm sure there's 20 stories about some fucking pice of shit just being an asshole to
like-
everybody.
See, I did it.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
exactly. I don't know if I would be the bigger man. I'd 100% just be at that bar throwing things at that dude from across the room.
I'm not the bigger man.
Yeah.
I want to
for
lie and
sure.
say I would definitely do the right thing.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
I
an
would
asshole.
not. I would not. Not there.
That's why.
Especially if someone tells me I can't do something.
Yeah, that's why I'm not famous.
Bro, when the fuck is somebody going to bring a goddamn Pez dispenser to this fucking meeting?
We're still on this Pez dispenser.
We're still
act.
on it, dude. You can't delete it from the list
All
because
right.
fucking nobody's bringing no goddamn Pez
my
dispenser.
God.
Well, for the amount of times we've brought it up, I'll just say this: it's just that apparently there's a way of like loading a fucking Pez dispenser, like a fucking Glock clip or something, and I don't know if it actually works or not. I can't imagine it actually works. I've been doing it like one by one, like chip by chip,
Yeah.
like my whole fucking life. Like to just have it be like that easy, where you can just like put it in the bottom, just like
There's like a lot of
Yeah.
funny like gun references in the comments to that. Be like, no way you can load it like an AK. I
Yeah.
can just load it
Yeah.
like a revolver.
right.
God.
Yeah, I've been literally loading it like a 6-shooter, where you're just like click, 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 click.
How
click,
about
click.
how about
Yeah.
you want to get into a little bit of like of lizards?
Oh,
You want to talk some lizards?
all right.
Oh, we
what,
said-
what do we got
I
here?
think it's archaeology is bullshit.
Oh my god.
Oh, we worked with someone that that's what she does in like Alaska.
That's fine that you do it, but it's like, how do you fucking build a whole, like, you find something's like toenail bone, and like you're like, it was a fucking velociraptor.
This is a woolly mammoth from 300 BC.
Yeah, like I think that
Well,
there's
I mean,
a lot of like.
Is it possible that there's a science behind it that we didn't go to school to understand, therefore we couldn't really talk on it?
No,
no, but like
we would have learned about it instead of the fucking Pythagorean
theorem? Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what? The public school education in this country definitely would have taught me about how to properly carbon date things. You know, I must have just missed that day in fucking biology.
Because they would have taught you that
yeah.
instead of teaching you how to do
Instead
taxes. They'd be like,
instead they were
perfect.
teaching me about fucking chromosomes and fucking.
I feel like you just said butt fucking.
butt fucking.
I feel like you got caught saying butt fucking.
I say butt fucking all the time.
You did. I heard it.
It's one of my
They taught you that?
my gay Freudian slips.
how young were you when you learned?
What about butt fucking?
Yo, well, let's tell a funny tale that I've been traumatized about.
Uh-oh.
So early in the days of cell phones, right? My friends and I, it was actually my boy Dave, who, shout out to him, he's probably one of the best bartenders that I've ever worked with. But he became like a bar.
I won't take that
He
personally.
became like a bar manager. You're in my top 5, but Dave is too. You're gonna have to make room for him. You have
Just
to be
saying.
nice to him because I told you that he's
You
fucking
both are on the
solid.
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore plus a few. And so they're like, Ryan, you got to see this. This is crazy. So they call me in the office and they're like, put your phone number in this thing. It's going to fucking zoom in. A satellite's going to zoom in and show you exactly where you are right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, no fucking way. So I put my phone number in. The thing starts fucking zooming in. All of a sudden, it's fucking butt fucking. You know what I mean? Like it's a trick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what. It just as soon as you hit enter, the things are gonna start going in, right? So I'm working and I'm like, you know, obviously you see it and you're like, oh, you got me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I'm working like hours later, and I'm just like, something fucking wasn't right about that. You know what I mean? Like something wasn't right. And I'm thinking about it and probably like hours later go by and finally I'm like, yo, there were fucking 2 dicks in that shit.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's a gay butt fucking.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But you didn't know it. Like, you didn't see dudes' faces. Like, you just saw butt fucking, and then there were like a set of dick and balls bouncing.
There
and I think
were
that's
entirely too many balls.
Yeah,
in
like
that
the
picture.
set of dick and balls bouncing was what I was like, something just wasn't right about it. And then finally my brain was like, no. No. And I just couldn't imagine, if somebody did that to me, right? Like, if
like
you
butt fucked you.
Nah, like if you pranked me with the fucking phone number thing, right?
Yeah.
And then like I figured out that it was fucking gay sex. I wouldn't then go to my other friend and then prank him with the gay sex. You know what I mean? So maybe like, yo, Dave, you're off the list. You know what I mean? You go too far. You take the shit too far with the pranks.
You just reminded me of you don't see many movies, I guess, but Euro Trip, 30 minutes in, where he's talking about the porn scene, he's like, 30 minutes in, the girls never came. I realized it was a case. The girls never came. Just reminded me of that kind of in a way.
That's it. Did we talk about that last time? Like the first kid that ever like showed me a porno, like an older kid in my life showed it to me, and then like it was like naked chicks, and I was like, this is pretty sweet. And then the dick came out, and I was like, oh, why is there a dick in this? And his response was like, well, what do you want to just see? 2 girls fucking? And like in my young brain, I was like, yeah, like.
Dude,
I'll take that.
I was
All
the
these
same
fucking
way when I
dicks.
first started watching. I'm like, wait, why am I seeing that? And then, you just get desensitized. Now you want to see everything.
Then
Yeah.
you were like, oh, I'm just imagining that it's me.
Well, the fucking day and age we live in with porn, it's like I feel like we're all like at this point in time so overexposed to porn that it's like nothing can shock me right now. Like you could show me a porn of like 4 midgets like fisting each other while like eating their own shit, and I would be like, oh yeah, I've seen this. You know, it's like it's fucking like weird how like porn is just like totally like overwhelmed all of society.
Be honest, I've seen 3, but not 4. So that would be a new one for me.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, like, you could literally find. First of all, there's a fucking fetish for everything.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
like, not even like shit that even like is overtly sexual. Like, there's
Yeah.
like a subset of people who like get off on chicks sitting in pies, like not even naked, just like sitting down in a pie.
And ruining their clothes and shit?
I don't know, man. That's like a thing though. Like, there are dudes who get off on just watching chicks sit in pies. Like,
Somebody showed me this one video where this girl like farted a strawberry out, like a whole strawberry. And I was like, what the fuck? How the hell did you even fucking do that?
yeah,
What
that's
the hell?
Did American Pie start all this?
yeah.
No, this is did we talk about the guy that had the crazy review about like I think we had tried to look it up. Like it was at the burger joint.
Oh, your place. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like this other bartender trying to like take him back to his house and do drugs with him and get paid
Yeah.
to like jerk off on webcams.
Yeah.
But that bartender is the one that showed me that strawberry video, not surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then talking about that, there's another diddler that worked in that
God,
joint.
must have been in the fucking water there.
And no, that's a different spot.
Okay.
Like I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like
yeah.
I feel like this you know, a lot of us, we talk about the restaurant industry, like it's great. You could do drugs. There's no background checks, but like there's a lot of
Yeah.
people like taking advantage of the
Yeah.
drugs and no background checks and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And like this dude, he like so he had moved in. He was a cook at the burger joint. And he moved in with this other regular who worked on the same strip in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he would always come into this place and like they just met, I guess, randomly because they both needed roommates or some shit. So this dude gets arrested for being a diddler. He's like on the run for like not reporting and shit like that or
Oh.
whatever.
Like a
And
registered diddler.
they're all registered. So then he goes to like clean his room out and he finds like a brick of meth. Like
Oh,
so,
shit.
like the way that he made it sound like it was like that, like almost like a VHS tape. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I got to think that's at least like 4 ounces. You know,
Yeah.
if it was weed, it'd
Oh,
be
probably
4
more,
ounces.
I would
Probably
imagine,
more
right?
as
Yeah.
powder, right? So the dude, like not know much. I don't know why he didn't like call the cops and like get the dude more charges. Maybe he didn't want the heat. Like he just moved in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Didn't want the
Just
cops.
kind of wanted to just be like, I don't want to have
Yeah,
anything
so
to do
he
with
like
this.
he flushed it, but then like the dudes came look because the guy had the drugs on the front.
Oh, shit.
So now they come looking for the dope, hearing that the dude got arrested, and this guy's got to play stupid. You know what I mean? Like that. So now he's like on the run from. It's like a Big Lebowski situation
wow.
in real life. Yeah, like. But
Fuck.
every time I have this habit of because the kid definitely was like methed out towards like the end of his tenure there, and he would always do this thing like he'd be cooking, and all of a sudden you'd see him be like, and he like put his hand behind his back all weird like that. And but I have this habit of when I'm taking an order, I'll put my hands behind my back like that. I'm like, yo, stop doing that fucking meth diddler shit, Ryan. What are you fucking doing? What kind of shit are you putting out there to the universe?
Yeah. I don't even know why would he even do that?
What? Because
Like-
he was fucking methed out. He
Yeah.
was doing weird shit.
Jeez.
That's a great rabbit hole to go down, like fucking catching methed out people at the grocery store. Like there's people that like film them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Oh, look at this one. This is gonna be some good."
Found
content."
one.
Yes,
Oh,
Jay,
wow.
look at your response. You don't even know.
I
just gave
probably
you
don't
something
know.
new.
Yeah, I probably.
I just turned them on to sneakers.
Yeah.
Oh shit. No, I did want to bring something up though, because my buddy, I'll give Ryan Russell a shout out. One of my best friends visiting
naming
from
people.
naming names, visiting from Tennessee.
Is he a diddler too, or?
He is not. No,
Oh,
he's not in the industry.
nice.
He brought up an interesting point because he's now removed from Rhode Island like 10 years now, and he says one of his favorite things about coming back is how great the service is around here compared to Tennessee. And he said, and I'm like, why do you think that is? And he goes, 2 reasons. One, it's the South. People are just slower down there naturally, and then 2, specifically where he is, because he's like 45 minutes from Nashville. It's all these wannabe country music stars that failed, and they think like they've gotten a raw deal, so they're all miserable about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. There's probably a certain element
Yeah.
to like Rhode Island service people or New England service people where it's just like, you know, this is really just the best I could have ever done. You know, so
Well, I don't even know-
there's probably not a whole lot of dreams that we
there-
had. Like,
Oh,
to
and there's
start with.
people taking
Yeah.
it seriously and giving a shit about their job too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because LA's kind of like that with like actors, like the
Yeah.
same way. So like, or washed up actors or shitty actors, like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, the same reason why you suck at your restaurant job is the same reason why you didn't make it as a fucking actor. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reason you didn't make it as an actor is just because the odds are literally stacked against you.
Or
You didn't try hard
or
enough.
you didn't put the effort in. Yeah.
No, there's an element of like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how hard you try. You just like if you're not born 6'1" like with chiseled features and piercing blue eyes, you're just not going to be an
This
actor.
is some Linkin Park bullshit that you're listening to.
I'm just
right
saying
now.
that's true. Yeah, the odds of you being a fucking actor in a Hollywood movie is like so fucking astronomical.
Danny
even if you're good.
DeVito is famous.
Yeah,
Al
'cause
Al
Dan-
Pacino's like 5'4".
Isn't Tom Cruise
Tom
a
Cruise
tiny
really
man
short.
too?
Yeah.
You're naming like single people in worlds of billions of people. Do you think nobody else in the world wanted to be in Dog Day Afternoon? Of course they did. It was just like Al Pacino just happened to be the one guy who got that fucking movie.
He just was
you know?
willing to suck Puff Daddy's
Well, that was
dick.
probably that has a lot to do with it too.
Oh,
Just
man.
saying, for all the Me Too shit, you fucking heard about all the chicks in it. But remember that fucking guy Terry Crews or whatever?
Yeah.
He fucking came out about that shit too.
Yeah.
like it's definitely dudes are definitely getting like fucking sexually abused and shit like to get into fucking movies. So
Oh, is that how he got a career?
well, I think he got like sexually like harassed and like kind of like objectified by like a producer in order like but he's like a fucking 6'5".
He said somebody
like,
grabbed his dick.
yeah. So
He wouldn't have gotten into white chicks otherwise.
God damn, the Wayans brothers. Yeah. Why are you grabbing everyone's dick, Damon?
They're just
Or
like a-
Marlon.
Or Marlon.
Or Keenan Ivory.
Yeah.
they're just auditioning to get ready to write the Black Matrix.
Yeah.
You gotta transition first.
Scary
and
Movie
then-
13.
and then write the Black Matrix.
Jeez.
Uh,
Those scary movies used to be really, really funny. Like the first
yeah, the
couple.
original. Well, they were all like spoofs of like
Yeah.
the original ones. Like to me, like Don't Be a Menace while drinking your juice in the
yeah,
hood.
yeah.
Fucking awesome.
That's so great.
I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Anyone ever see that?
Nah,
I
That
never
was like
saw that.
that's the original one where it's like Keenan Ivory Wayans. It's like making fun of like the 70s like black exploitation movies like Dolomite and shit. You ever see like Dolomite?
Yeah.
Well, it's like so it's basically like one of those, but it's fucking awesome. It's hilarious. That's the one where you ever see the clip where Chris Rock is like it's a super young Chris Rock. It's like Chris Rock before he's even on SNL. Like, but he goes into like the rib place or whatever, and he goes, "What can I get for?" Or he's like, "How many ribs come with an order?" And he's like, "You get 8 ribs for $5." He's like, 8 ribs for $5? Damn! If I give you $1, can I lick your fingers? And it's like, yeah, you ever saw that? No,
no.
It's fucking hilarious. Anyway, it's a good movie. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I sure am hungry.
I feel like my only memory from any of those movies is some like ketchup incident on some nasty feet. Like somebody put like
Oh,
ketchup.
that's I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Is it?
Or no,
Yeah.
no, that's
Or
Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Or something, or the scary movies. I remember the guy having like the fucked up
The
hand.
strong,
Yeah.
it's my strong
It's
hand,
my
child.
strong hand.
And they made fun of the Nike. Remember the Nike basketball commercial where they just
Oh,
dribble
yeah,
a bunch?
yeah,
They
yeah.
made the dude with the wheelchair's just flipping on his head upside down, spinning.
That's so funny. With all,
Give me your other hand.
That was Scary Movie too. That one's really funny
Yeah.
though.
like all those spoof movies. It's like they bring you back. Like you have to remember like the commercials and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Even
you go back and
You
watch
can't
like
go back and watch them and kids nowadays can't watch those movies and
Yeah.
understand what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
like like I go back and watch Chappelle's Show. And it's like a lot of it is like mad relevant to like what was happening.
Oh,
the
at that time,
Like
yeah.
you're like, what the hell is he
Yeah.
making? Like, what is he making fun of? And it will take you. You're like, oh, I remember what's
Yeah, I
going
mean,
on.
a
now,
kid
like-
born in 2009 has no fucking idea who fucking Wayne Brady is.
Well, he's
you
not.
know?
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not
Yeah.
going to get the part where a guy's getting stabbed on the basketball court and he goes, "Paul Pierce."
I forgot about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
So fun.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah, I know. Jameis and I both have a love for Paul Pierce.
Yes,
And,
I don't.
So
I'm
So
not going to try to
underrated.
turn it into a sports talk podcast, but I do want to say something that I've recently kind of put together that I am disappointed in.
What?
Is like Paul Pierce is just like non-retarded Beetlejuice.
Like in terms of like physical features.
Yes.
Yeah. He
Like
looks
if
like him, kinda.
Beetlejuice ate his milk and drank his vegetables.
I mean, let's be real. If Beetlejuice's mom wasn't smoking crack, that's probably what it was.
That's part of it too.
Yeah.
It's a solid Venn diagram. that we just
found
put
that
together.
VHS meth brick.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't
That
know.
makes me sad. But also didn't like Paul Pierce like shit his pants and like have to be like carried off the court because he didn't want to admit that he shit
That
his
was a
pants.
horrific knee injury that healed immediately.
Yeah.
Is that true? He shit his pants.
Yeah,
I
he
think
shit
so.
his-
I
he
think
shit
that's
his
what he's
pants,
saying.
yeah.
He shit his pants a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and he like went and changed real quick and then came back out and everybody. I just remember how happy I was that he wasn't hurt because he was in
Yeah.
the wheelchair and it was bad.
Damn.
I mean, what is it? Is that for the one that they win the title or do they end up losing anyway?
Was that the one? That was that 08 or 09. I'm trying to remember.
I feel like it had to have been the one they lost because if it was the one they won, we would never have fucking heard the end of him like coming off the court. It would have been Willis Reed all over again.
I thought
Yeah.
it was the one they won though, but I could be wrong. So long ago. That's the only thing. Because I think it happened against the Lakers in the finals. I'm pretty sure, and I think they won that one.
What
It was
about
like-
what about that old movie that's circulating where it's like the dude from like the 70s and he's like the Celtics are the only reason why. Because the Celtics are the balls.
Oh yeah. Celtics are the balls.
It's
That's
like
from
this
the
old, they're
80s.
like, oh yeah. They're like, it
Yeah,
must
it's
be
definitely
like the
that
Larry
like
Bird era.
86 Bird era. Yeah.
But it's just like some Boston dude in a bar.
Yeah.
And he's just epically,
Yeah. I mean,
epically Boston.
yeah. Yeah. You could tell he's from like fucking North Shore.
from Saugus.
Yeah.
He probably had those boat shoes on
Oh yeah, for sure.
with no socks.
Yeah.
Bro, that's another thing I want to bring up. Do your kids be wearing Crocs, dude?
All the time. That's all they
my
wear.
Fucking
Dude, what is-
God, dude. So many kids
Can-
wearing Crocs.
can-
to
Crocs,
Baseball
Crocs
Hall
and
of Fame.
socks.
Can it just be explained why are they popular? Are they super comfortable? Like I don't
I
understand.
don't know. I don't get it.
Like, bro, when I grew up, if you wore fucking poor person shoes, you were getting fucking roasted.
Yeah.
Dude, they
And
are
if
not
you
cheap.
put little,
They're the-
if you put little toys and charms on your shoes too, you're getting even more
fuck.
fucking
what,
roasted.
what are they called?
Like I don't fucking
Gidgets
understand.
or gadgets or
Yeah.
Whatever the
gizmos?
fuck
Yeah.
they're called. What
Giblets.
the fuck?
That's what they're called.
These
giblets.
are the motherfuckers we're gonna send to die on fucking Chinese shores and fucking, I don't
We had
understand.
a guy at the post office wearing Crocs for like 2 weeks straight, and then the postmaster's like, you can't wear Crocs on your route, right? He's like, what? And he had black Crocs that he would just wear to work, and I'm just like, what is going on? What is this job coming to? Where
Yeah.
can't even just wear like your regular shoes. He's wearing Crocs.
I hate 'em.
That's the fashion now. You're out of touch.
I'm out of the loop.
Well, this
Yeah.
dude.
I don't like
isn't-
those shoes that say hookah. I don't like those motherfuckers.
I don't even know what those
Uh,
are.
yeah,
don't
what
e-
are those?
I don't
I've
like
seen
those shoes that got like a fucking, I don't even know what they say. Say on or DG or something. Like they're like these letters I never seen before.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
fucking hate them too.
I take like the Shawshank Redemption
I hate them
like
shits.
line where it's like I don't really pay attention to anyone's shoes. You ever see that movie?
Yeah,
All right.
but I never seen that part.
Well, yeah, when he's walking out with the polished shoes after he he puts on the shoes and he's like, how often do you look at a man's shoes?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't watch that 3-hour movie 9 times. I watched it like twice, maybe.
Well, jeez. All right.
I was part of a
Jeez.
I was part of a '90s movie thing where like you vote, like a guy runs it, picks 2 movies, you pick the better one, they advance like a bracket kind of thing.
Hell yeah, we should do that.
And, well, he's doing 2000 movies right now. It was what was it today? It was Training Day versus Disturbia, and obviously Training
Training
Day
Day.
is gonna win.
Yeah.
But I was telling him, he's like, yeah, Shawshank's probably gonna win this. I'm like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get it to not win. And I
Was
like
Shawshank 2000s? I thought
no,
that
in
was
the
like
90s. This is
oh, okay,
for
yeah.
the 90s one. I'm like, so I got Goodwill Hunting as far as I could, and Goodfellas ended up winning, so I was happy it wasn't Shawshank.
Here's
I'm
a hot
like-
take. Goodfellas is all right. I don't think Goodfellas is the best Scorsese movie. Like
What's his
I'm a-
best movie?
Casino, I think.
I think
I
they're
get those
both
two mixed
great.
up all
I
the
think they're
time.
both great. I think Casino's amazing, but I think Goodfellas is just.
I think Goodfellas, you have like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't really think Goodfellas is all that great. Like, basically, the last third of the movie is like almost unwatchable. You're just like, you kind of hate everyone at that point
the
in
part
time.
where he's so high, like he thinks they're chasing
Yeah,
him.
and the helicopters, like basically, the moment Henry Hill gets into cocaine in that movie, you're just like, I fucking hate this movie. Like, that's it.
You're like, this is why they fucking tell you not to get into the
Well,
drugs.
I'm just saying, like, I'm, it's not for me. I'm a Casino guy through and through. I think Casino is,
The ice pick in the back of the head. I never thought he finally shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Come on, that movie's great.
I mean, it's a good movie.
I don't know. I'm
just don't-
torn between Goodfellas and Casino.
I think it's a good movie. I
Casino
just
is
think
so good.
it doesn't deserve like the fucking universal acclaim that it gets. It's a good movie. Like, is it better than King of New York? Sure.
Yes.
But like, I don't think it's that much better. You know?
you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, it's a mobster movie.
Bro,
You know?
the line in the King of New York, when he gives him the thing full of tampons,
Yeah.
and he says it's full of bullet holes,
Yeah.
and then he pull the guns out and kill everybody, fucking fire, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's another movie. Like, I feel like a remake of that could be awesome with a little more plot development. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I can see that.
I'm
I'm a Walken fan, so
Can we just talk about prequels and remakes? I'm so fucking over it with all this shit.
Yeah.
No, people don't have original ideas anymore, except for Christopher Nolan, apparently.
well, because nobody,
and
because you
his
don't make
latest
money.
movie's about, the atomic bomb, so it's not even like an
Yeah.
original.
And also,
Like-
I couldn't even make it through that movie. I made it like 45 minutes in, and I was like, I don't give a shit. Turned it off.
Robert Downey Jr. is really good in that movie.
Yeah.
though. He's really good. Like, plays the asshole well. Like, maybe he's that in real life. Maybe it's not much acting involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, you know what? It just got into like the guy's personal life where I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care about his mistresses. Like, why are we even watching this?
Yeah,
Like, I want to just know about like bombs and shit.
I
I
mean,
just learn about bombs.
Do they talk
Yeah.
about the Argentina Nazis in that movie?
If they did, I didn't get it there.
I only
walked
saw
out-
it.
you
I only
walked out
saw
at
it
that
once, and I'm trying to remember. I don't think they did.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there was another thing.
You know what
on
though?
the-
They don't make any fucking money, these movies anymore. I've been told the Furiosa movie, like the new Mad Max.
yeah, it's great, but it made no money.
Everyone said it's fucking awesome, but it made dick for money. So it's like,
Like a horrible opening weekend.
Yeah.
I read about that.
I mean,
yeah.
that's going to be like, that's a huge problem because that's the future of cinema
so we're all
right
going to
there.
be just immediately streaming. We're going to lose movie theaters. Is what it sounds like.
I mean that, and then also I think it's just going to come to the point where they're not going to take chances at all anymore. It's just going to be
Cookie cutter bullshit.
yeah. I mean, even the fucking Marvel movies aren't making that as much money as
dude,
they used to.
I
you
stopped
know?
watching Marvel movies
Yeah,
around COVID, before COVID.
yeah. The
Too
last,
much. Although I will see the new Deadpool movie because that's probably going to be hilarious.
yeah. Actually,
So.
did that come out already?
No, it comes out like in a month or so.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another thing too. Is movies are like so hard to keep track of now. Where it's like I don't know what's come out, like what's
like 3
like, you could've-
Ant-Mans, 2 Captain Marvels.
Well,
like,
you
what
could
the
have told me
hell?
that the new Deadpool movie came out like 3 months ago, and I would have been like, "Oh yeah, word, yeah, that makes sense." Like, yeah.
I just saw a new preview for it. That's why I
Yeah.
brought it up.
I just feel like I've been hearing about this fucking movie for like 2 years now. You know, where it's just like I don't know. Did it come out? I have no idea.
Yeah. I
I also don't know what is a movie and what isn't a movie anymore. There's no like fucking way of like, you know, maybe I'm just being like an old man.
Like
on
it
the
needs a plot. Like what do
well,
you mean?
just in general, like I don't like if you don't go to the movie theater to actually see previews for upcoming movies, I have no idea what's coming out. I have no like they don't have any advertisement really anymore.
They
you know?
they still do. I'll see a movie every now and again.
But it's like it's only like 3 movies a year get like highly highly
Yeah.
advertised, and they're always movies that you don't want to watch anyway. You know?
What's funny is I happened to just like look to see what was playing in theaters right now, and obviously Furiosa was one of them. But one of them was Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, because I think it's like a 20-year
Yeah.
anniversary or something of it. I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
damn, time flies. I'm just
Yeah.
like seeing that. I'm like, whoa. But what topic you want to get into? I see you scrolling.
I don't know, man. I'm back on the Crocs. I just came across this thing. The only thing more gay than choosing to wear Crocs is choosing to wear a fucking bicycle helmet.
Just some fucking idiot
I don't know,
doing
man.
both.
When it comes
why
to
do
bicycle helmets, just wear the fucking helmet.
Why do they have to look so fucking stupid though?
Well, yeah. All right. So
Like,
if you wear a
Like
bike,
the bright bike helmet, like
Or like
looking-
the aerodynamic
generic
ones?
bike helmet,
Oh.
what?
well, no, I'm saying, all right. I was
I'm-
thinking like the dude who like gets dressed up to go bicycling. Like you're a
Oh,
fucking
That's
loser.
another level
That's,
of
yeah,
fucking.
that's,
Yeah.
that's another. That's bad.
I had a.
But I'm just saying, every bicycle helmet looks like it was made for that guy. You know what I mean? Like, why are they all these aerodynamic, like Jetson UFO looking concussion protocol, fucking dumbass looking helmets? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if like. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like if you needed it for impact that much, then like a skateboard BMX helmet would be built like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
But
yeah.
why are you like? I don't understand. Like even from the time that I was a little kid, like my parents were like, "We'll get you a bike, but you have to wear a bike helmet." I was always like, "That is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever fucking seen."
Yeah, you know-
And I'd rather not have a fucking bike than ever be seen wearing one of those stupid fucking helmets.
I never wore a bike
So it was a
helmet
big point
ever.
of contention. Yeah, like I finally gave in, but
No, I never have.
fucking
Except
gay.
except on Block Island, when you first rent a bike, you have to like wear it, and then as soon as you're out of distance, I put it on the side. I'm
Get
like,
it outta
no,
here.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
No, I mean head injuries are gay.
No, I just
Man, it would have. It's like you,
If somebody says, "Hey, you should wear a helmet while doing this," I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, word,
well,
I
yeah,
will."
if I'm riding
Yeah.
a motorcycle
Yeah.
going 65, sure, but like a bicycle, like
Well, you fucking.
I mean, I get
did
it
you
if
see
you're
that
riding
show?
on a mountain, but give me the BMX helmet. Give me the helmet that's
Yeah.
made for the guy to take a real impact, not this silly
yeah.
fucking thing.
Did you see that movie or the TV show Winning Time? Show
I
about
was
like
supposed to see it. No, I didn't see it.
And
The
then you-
Lakers one.
well the head coach before fucking
Paul Westphal.
Paul well before him like
Oh,
can't remember his fucking name. He was like the Portland Trailblazers coach or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but he was like he was riding his bike. He fell off his fucking bike and hit his fucking head on the pavement and like had like neurological damage for the rest of his life after riding on a fucking 6-speed. It's like, yeah, you gotta wear a fucking helmet when you're on a bike. Like
Yeah, but
otherwise you could crack your fucking
I
head.
bet you a
and end up
motorcycle helmet
lisping.
would have been a lot more useful than that fucking dumb looking thing.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Like, how fucking you know how fucking stupid you're gonna look at a 6-speed with a motorcycle helmet on? Like, you're taking it to like the furthest extreme now. You know,
No, I think you look less stupid.
you think you look less stupid with a motorcycle helmet on,
Yeah.
driving. All right.
It's a
Get
head
a
turner.
bicycle helmet, bro. Bicycle helmet is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro. I'll die on that fucking mountain, bro. I'd rather wear flip flops than fucking wear a bicycle helmet.
I
dude.
almost wore flip
Holy
flops today
fuck,
after
bro.
last week's episode. I
Holy
almost wore
fuck.
flip flops.
I wear flip flops.
Brendan loves them. I fucking hate them. I think
I
another
almost
thing,
I almost did it just to like troll because I do wear flip flops
like
a
let's
lot.
look like a fucking Chinese fisherman. Like what the fuck are you doing?
But I don't want
Put
my
some fucking slides on like
I
a
don't-
fucking normal
I don't
person.
want my postal tan line showing.
yeah.
So
You
Fucking
well, I mean,
have some turkey bacon, you fucking pussy.
flip flops are just flip flops, man. You just put them on. They're beach wear. They're,
Yeah, I don't know.
pool wear. You know.
yeah.
I know you don't get much sun, and you're fucking head to
just
toe
think that's-
fucking black.
yeah, I
Fucking
just think
Johnny
that's
Cash
silly.
over here. Jesus Christ.
Can we talk about the bikes that are like motorized that aren't fast enough to be in a lane but are like just going down sidewalks everywhere with the
Yeah,
mountain bike
With those
tires?
big fat tires.
Yeah. Those are everywhere now. It's so wild.
Yeah, and they're ridden by people who are just like incapable of just
That don't-
joining human society.
They don't have
Dude,
they
yeah.
can't get a driver's license.
exactly.
You know who I see riding them is people with fishing poles.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you get your food from a fucking toxic river? Like, yeah, I bet you fucking, I bet you fucking have that.
Probably the bike's probably vegan, uses canola oil to run on.
Probably fucking drink Pepsi too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a divide in the sand with the Pepsi. I never would have thought, Brennan.
I'm a Coke guy.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I never would have thought you of all of them.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I can't drink any of them now because like they just give me a horrible heartburn. But like in a perfect world where I can have my choice, it's Coke. Yeah.
I like hung out with my dad's side of the family
Yeah.
for like 3 days this past week.
Yeah.
Or like 3 out of the last 10 days, and I drank soda on every single one of those days.
Yeah.
I haven't had soda in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
How good did it taste from not having it for a while? Probably tasted really good. That's how I feel.
I do remember the Coca-Cola being good. The other two were energy drinks.
Oh,
But they were
Yeah.
pretty good. One of them was like a strawberry lemonade, and I forget what the other flavor was.
what were they like?
But then my pops also told me that the strawberry lemonade wasn't selling, and I was like, "What the fuck?
There was
Like, have you tried going to Broad Street and fucking putting this on the shelves? Because
Yeah.
this is like the most favorite flavor in the hood. Like, what the fuck you mean strawberry lemonade's not selling? Get the fuck out of here."
that's
Right.
that was interesting.
I don't know. I guess the company that he works for doesn't have any distribution, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not an energy drink person.
No, energy. I drank one Red Bull once, like because I had to like drive in the middle of the night somewhere. Like I had to just be up until 4 o'clock in the morning driving. And I drank one of them, and I was literally like, "This is the worst shit ever." It tastes like just straight up like nuclear
Yeah, I
runoff.
mean, the first
Like,
time I
it's
had it,
fucking
was gross. It's, like,
Yeah.
it's an acquired taste, like
No, it's-
anything. that's
Yeah.
fucking
If I
terrible
ever
for you.
acquire that taste, it's because I have like a fucking brain aneurysm or something.
People that drink vodka Red Bulls like in the club or late night.
There's no
it's-
reason,
ugh.
no reason for you to get more drunk and more awake. Those are two things that
Yeah.
should not exist.
Or
Or if you're going to do it the fun way by like blowing lines and getting drunk. Don't be a fucking pussy with your fucking Red Bull and vodka, you fucking chump.
I feel like of all of the Red Bull drinks, like vodka is the most civilized though.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, if you're
Oh.
drinking Jaeger and Red Bull, you're like a
Jaeger
straight
or,
like
or like Hennessy
you live in a
Red
trash
Bull.
can. You know?
Have you ever had somebody order Henny Red Bull?
Yeah.
I was just gonna
Holy
bring that
shit.
up.
Yeah.
Bring
Holy
up,
shit.
Can I mention our boy Q?
Yeah.
He had a song about that.
dude. Do you know what's the take on? Isn't there like a fucking dishwasher that we work with that murdered somebody?
Oh, he tried.
Lorente or
he
some
shot,
shit like
He shot
that?
at cops.
He shot at cops.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was
What's
so.
what's the details?
Wait, do you want? All right. Well, this is what I know.
Yeah. Lay it
Um,
on us.
So from what I was told, he was at a club in the hood in like South Providence. He was really fucked up on pills or whatever. Got into an altercation. A bouncer pulled out his gun at him, and then he pulled out a gun. They both started shooting. He got out, and then somehow got out of that scene, got to his car, and just started speeding. They whoever called 911, got the cops, and then he was on Route 10 with cops chasing him, shooting back. Not good. And then they finally got him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he went to jail for a little while.
Forever.
Yeah.
Well, is he like? Well, when was this? And is he still in jail?
We should try to see if we can have a
I wanna go see him.
Touching Tips prison pen pal.
Dude, Lorente was a cool dude. Like, I liked
From
him.
what I remember
we
about
we
him,
would
yeah.
get drinks after with him and
Who,
stuff.
I mean,
is
dude,
this
if-
story like corroborated by like people?
Yes, that's how I found
Yeah,
it.
like if the pills
I'm
were
just saying, like,
Xanax,
you-
I can see it
how
happening.
he was super high or whatever.
Well,
like,
no. Well, I'm just saying, like, usually if you're shooting at cops, like, you don't make it out of that. You know,
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that ain't prison time, pal. That's like
Yeah.
fucking, dirt nap time. You
Yeah.
know, like they're not just going to like politely pull you over after like you empty a fucking clip into a police cruiser. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he got out of the car with enough like
Yeah.
I don't
wherewithal
know.
to like have his hands up and their body cams
yeah,
are on.
yeah, maybe.
I'm not calling the guy a liar. I'm just saying, like, I would like to see the evidence of him, quote unquote, firing back at the police officers. You know.
yeah.
Stop ruining my fucking.
That's all I'm
heroes, bro.
saying. Like, I'm skeptical, is all. Like, I would like to find the fucking newspaper clip of this
The
altercation.
Kyrie,
I don't know
the
this-
Kyrie line makes me laugh
Yeah.
every time.
Did you say Jamal Charles can't read?
Yeah, did
Can
you
he
see
not
that?
read? Oh, actually,
that was bad, dude.
Yeah.
That
The
was
Chiefs
bad.
had him up to like announce a draft pick.
yeah.
And he was like, "What the?" Like he just
He was
couldn't fucking spit
stumbling.
out,
It was
dude. Like,
bad.
yeah.
Well, who was it? It was Herschel Walker, I think. Like in his book, admitted that like he basically was able to graduate from Georgia, without knowing how to read. Like that's
Isn't
how
he,
like
like-
little they actually give a fuck about like whether or not you can read in those like. I mean, especially during that era, that was like in the 80s. But like back then they like it's like if you could rush for 3,000 yards, like we don't give a fuck if you can read.
That's
I
all
feel
my-
like he didn't
yeah.
he like try to become like a
Like a state senator or something.
yeah,
right?
like you fucking said you can't read before that.
Well, I don't know.
I
I'm
assume
sure he
he's
come,
like
on,
learned
he's come a
now.
long way.
I'm sure he
Yeah.
learned how to read, but I think he basically said like he graduated college not knowing how to read. Yeah.
Some random people don't know how to read. Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather doesn't know how to read. 50 Cent's called him out plenty
Yeah.
of times.
If you could read three
read The Cat
pages
in the
from this
Hat.
fucking
Read
Harry
The Cat
Potter
in the-
book,
Yeah, you got $1 million from me.
I
Yeah.
mean that's believable.
Yeah. Oh, that's 100% believable. Well, also that boxing in the Mayweather family was like a fucking that was like the family trait.
That's all they do.
Yeah. So I mean, the idea that he would ever need to learn how to read a book is insane. Anyway, like it was just never going to be the case for him.
yeah.
He was going to be a boxer from the moment he was 4 years old.
Which-
Did you ever hear about his uncle though?
No.
Like his uncle was a professional boxer. I think his name was like Floyd Robinson or something or whatever. But he was known as like the Mexican killer. All he did, the only things he did was he fought Mexican fighters and beat the shit out of them. That's all he would do. Like he specifically targeted Mexican fighters, which is like
What did Mexicans do to him?
well, I don't know, but that was like the whole lead up to the Oscar De La Hoya Floyd Mayweather fight, though, because when Floyd came out to fight Oscar De La Hoya, he came out in like a poncho and like a sombrero, and it was the same poncho and sombrero that his uncle used to come out to before he
Damn.
would beat the shit out of every Mexican
wow.
fighter he fought. Yeah,
How many lines of coke did De La Hoya have to do after seeing that?
yeah, well,
That guy's. Oof.
yeah. So fuck that guy.
Yeah, I'm not a Floyd Mayweather guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously an excellent fighter. He
I like
fights
to
very boring fights too.
I like to think of myself too as an honorary hombre. So I'm like a
Yeah.
my stepfather's Mexican, so I grew up like rooting for like the Mexican like World Cup team and shit like that, and Campos the goaltender and Chicharito the little
I know
Mexican kid.
Chicharito. Yeah.
Yeah, so
We got to get you
And
one of those
Jesus,
masks.
Jesus Corona. I
Yeah.
know a couple of the Mexican team.
so I'm an honorary Mexican. Yeah.
Oh,
I have a cousin Javier and an aunt Doris. And
We
an
keep
Uncle
forgetting
Pepe.
to shout out my brother for giving us our first gift.
Oh yeah, word. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Das Comet shirt.
Yeah, one of us has to bust it out.
Yeah, recalling the day that I got blackout drunk in college and puked all over my bed. Yeah, then puked black all over my bed.
I don't think it exists anymore because if you look it up, it's like out of stock everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even order it.
Yeah, because probably enough people were like, "This is the grossest shit in the fucking planet Earth."
I mean, really, if you think about it, it's just like a higher proof Tuaca.
Yeah, it was basically like an 80 proof fucking like vanilla liqueur.
But it's
or
definitely
something.
meant to be
Yeah.
like in the freezer. Like
Yeah.
it hangs out with the Jaeger.
It's
Whereas, like
Black
Tuaca
House.
hangs out with like the
Yeah,
espresso martini stuff.
right. Yeah, it's gross.
The coffee stuff.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna ask you for a Das Comet and coffee, but somebody will ask you for a Tuaca and
Or
coffee.
somebody will ask you, "Hey, do you want to drink this entire liter of Das Comet warm to your dome in your college dorm room?"
How about here? Do you know any weird trivia about Southern Comfort?
No.
That's like come up recently in another group chat that I'm in.
What's the weird trivia?
Yeah, what's some trivia?
Like you don't know anything about Southern Comfort?
I mean, I
For
know what Southern
Manhattan,
Comfort
yeah,
is.
you
What is
Yeah.
it?
It's like a whiskey, like a sweet whiskey. What do you mean?
Yes, well, I mean that's what I think. That's what the main people think about it.
Yeah.
But it's gone like, because I don't know when I learned this, but I learned that it was more in the rum family than it was in the whiskey family, because it had switched. Whoever owned it in the middle of owning it, they stopped using whiskey as the base product, and it became more of a liqueur.
Oh, okay.
So like when you looked at like the sugar content and everything like that, like I guess it more technically classified as a rum at that point. But since 2016, the Sazerac company has bought it, and they've reintroduced whiskey as the base product to it.
Oh, really?
So I always thought that's where my take on it was.
So when we were growing up, then what was it? Was that the whiskey era, or was that?
I think when our Southern Comfort was really more of a rum or a liqueur than anything else.
I'd never thought of it as a rum ever, so this is news
So-
to me.
Well, yeah. Well, doesn't that just determine like what it's distilled from? Like, was it like a sugar product? Was it like a molasses-based product?
I think that's where like the thing, like once they took the whiskey out of, once they stopped using whiskey and it was more of like a neutral spirit base. I think something about the neutral spirits and like the sugar content.
Yeah.
Because like that's the trivia that I heard, like from multiple people, like other seasoned bartenders. They'd be like, "Nah, kid, it's more of a rum. You just don't fucking know what you're talking about." You know what I mean? So
I mean, if you know a lot about Southern Comfort, you're a piece of shit anyway. So fuck you.
I mean, SoCo is my Das Comet.
Yeah.
Like we
SoCo
ended,
100 proof. I feel like I've had a few rough nights with that.
we ended the night playing beer pong
with Southern
with
Comfort.
Southern Comfort.
Oh,
Yeah,
yikes.
like I was hungover
Yikes.
for like 2 days. And speaking of 100
You
proof,
have a hole in your stomach from that for sure.
the last time I drank, I drank Smirnoff 100 proof and Red Bull, and went out to see some band called What Matters with my mom. This was probably like 15 years ago, like when I first moved home. And the night ended with me fucking pissing in front of a bunch of cops. And my mom like talked the cops out of like arresting me. Yeah, got me to put my dick away and just go lay down in the back of the car.
That reminds me of a funny story. Shout out to Paul Melanson, who got a DUI when he
Way to put our boy on blast.
yeah, fuck him.
Hey, I'm shouting names out. Whatever.
when he was stopped at a red light in the middle of like this like podunk country town and got out of his car to take a piss in the middle of the street. Like while
Couldn't
he was
go
like,
to the side.
while he was stopped in the middle at a red light. The cop just pulled up behind him and was like, boop, boop. He's like, "Are you pissing in the middle of the road right now?" Yeah, you're coming. Yeah, exactly. You're coming with me. You know.
Turn the car off. Throw the keys outside of the window, please.
So yeah, I just wanted to put him on blast for that. So, and he's a frequent listener, so I know he'll appreciate
My
that.
man. If we also want to run buses over him, I think I sent him Darren Waller, who ended up retiring. So now he's like fucked with that albatross of a contract that I gave him. So I'll have to trade like a first round pick in 2027.
I think because he retired, he's out of it. Yeah.
Oh, because he's younger than 30?
Maybe. I don't know.
Nah, bro, I think
31. He's 31.
He's fucked.
32.
All
He's
right.
fucked.
Fun fact: Darren Waller made $51 million for the Giants. Kenny Golladay made $72 million with the Giants. They both have one career touchdown with the Giants each.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kenny Golladay contract, even as a Lions fan, when he left, I was like, good for you.
Because he had that
Yeah.
he had the hip injury or whatever.
Really, if you break down Kenny Galladay's career as a Lion, like he maybe had like 1.5 good years.
He missed
And
like 3 or 4 games every year because I would always get him as a value in fantasy.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
took
man.
me my AD.
Oh, speaking though of like the fucking per thing or whatever, you know the Steven Strasburg deal though, right?
He still gets paid though, right?
Oh, he gets paid, yeah, but he got $245 million, and he pitched 31 innings.
Yeah.
Like he literally got paid like tens of millions of dollars per inning pitched.
Got him a World Series though.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if it was worth that though.
Anthony Rendon is costing the Angels more money with not playing and not caring about baseball. But yeah, the Strasburg one is crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the one I always point to where I'm like, wow.
It's just wild.
Yeah. But who am I to say anything? Because now we're paying $345 to Lindor to be like basically a platoon shortstop. So that's awesome.
Is that how much?
Something like that. It was a huge deal. Yeah. And he just bats 205 and pisses me off. So
And then Edwin Diaz keeps getting hurt.
yeah, well, whatever. Our team sucks. They're a fucking joke.
I mean, the Red Sox aren't great either, so
Yeah,
I can't really say much on that.
We can all agree at least we're not White Sox fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. What you got over there?
I feel like he got paid like $32,000 a pitch.
Ooh,
That's
Strasburg?
wild. Yeah.
Oh, more.
like,
I
if
would
he
say
pitched-
more than that.
Well, the way, because you don't know how many how many like
You figure 31 innings,
well,
you're
not
probably looking
including-
at like
This is not including postseason.
Oh, it's
too.
31 innings or
27.
31 games?
no 31 innings.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
my math
no,
is
like
fucked
he
anyway.
literally got hurt like the
But he was good
the
that
sixth
postseason
start
though.
of
He
like
was-
well the previous postseason he was good and then he got
Yeah.
paid.
yeah.
So
that's
it was
what
like 31 innings. So I want to say, all right, so you want to call it like maybe 9, 18, 20. So it's like 3.5 games. You figure out like 120 pitches per game. So
being nice. Yeah.
yeah, I mean like 500 pitches. Maybe you want to
Yeah.
round it up, call it like 600, 700 pitches. So
Nah, we doing.
what the fuck
500
is that?
pitches.
That's like $300,000 a
4.9.
pitch.
Yeah.
wild.
You know?
So
Yeah.
wild. But I know a few Nationals fans.
It's like $490,000 a pitch.
Yeah,
That's
I
what-
mean,
but that's crazy.
yeah.
They say it's worth it. We got the World
Isn't
Series.
Hyde Cabbage a Nationals fan?
No, I mean he lived. We went to a Nationals game actually when he was living out there, but
feel like
he doesn't give a shit about. He really, I think if you actually ask Hyde Cabbage like honestly about sports, I don't think he actually gives a shit. Like when we were growing up, he was never like an anything fan. It was like really, I think it was when he moved out to Maryland, he started like following sports really because it was like I think at that point in time he was in an area where it was like directly outside of the stadiums and shit and like. But yeah, I think at that point in time he adopted kind of the Patriots. But yeah.
Do you know who's a really good pitcher right now once again? Once he left Boston, Chris Sale is killing it with the Braves. And I knew it was going to happen.
It's because everybody fucking kills it with the Braves. Because all that team does is just exist to annoy me.
But he is like White Sox Chris Sale right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
he's-
whatever. Fuck the
so
Braves.
like-
I don't want to talk about the Braves.
They got a nice little section of them.
Chris Sale's my boy. That's why I brought him up.
Yeah, well, whatever. The Braves are like,
Bro, also, is Chris Sale in the debate, in the Randy Johnson debate? Or that was a whole different thing?
No, different number.
Different number?
Yeah.
yeah, wasn't Salem like the
49.
40, 40s,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, because he had a random number. It was Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry, and then who was the other one?
The Baseball Hall of Fame really dictates that the Randy Johnson thing was never a debate.
No,
Yeah.
that he's so much better.
Yeah, he's clearly.
Oh,
better.
yeah, yeah.
But if you're talking baseball player, he's obviously the best baseball player. With
300
51.
wins, like.
Yeah, he has records that like nobody's. First of all, nobody's gonna even have 200 wins anymore, let
Yeah.
alone 3.
Yeah.
Like fucking, there are records that like pitchers have in like that era of baseball that nobody's ever gonna touch. again.
That was a big conversation going on at the Hall of Fame
What?
amongst all the baseball nerds about the 200 wins.
Yeah,
Like, I think like Garrett Cole is like the closest one to it, and he still
What,
needs
he's
to
got
win
like 110.
I think he has 145. So
Yeah.
he still he's like 34 years old and needs to win 55 games. Like,
Well, I mean, you even saw that like
Yeah.
transformation like when I was watching baseball. Like fucking who was it? Like Pedro. I think Pedro only has like 204 wins or something. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
have that many wins for a guy who was as dominant as he was for as
Yeah.
long as he was. It's just not.
He didn't have as long a career as you really think about because he like fizzled off with the Mets a little bit. He was
Yeah,
still
but
fine, but
Even then, though, still with the Mets, like he had a couple good years.
no,
for us.
he was still good. But I'm
Like,
saying
he was
like,
winning like
he
16
didn't have a 20-year
games.
career though. Is what I mean. Like he had like what?
It was
like,
close because he also had like the
'cause
couple
he had
like the year
Expo
before the
years,
Expo.
too,
Yeah. So I mean,
But he also had no run support with the Expos, and they were trash. I remember he had like a sub-2 ERA one
Yeah.
year and like had a losing record.
true. I'm just saying though,
Yeah.
like for Pedro Martinez to not only not have gotten 300 wins,
Yeah.
but not even fucking come close. Like
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure he was like at least 70 wins away from 300.
Yeah,
like
I think he did
yeah.
have like 230ish or
Yeah.
something. That sounds right.
So that was like the only souvenir I was close to buying at the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Oh, at a Pedro ball?
They had a sweet Pedro jersey.
yeah.
Ooh,
Like it's like the baseball jerseys that are like the V-necks. They almost look like the long sleeve like basketball jerseys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was a nice like blue, mainly like navy blue with like the red and white V-neck, and I was like, oh, this is pretty fly. But I was like, I'm never
So
gonna wear this.
my prized possession that I actually bought in Cooperstown one year, like at one of those like shops along that strip, I bought it's a signed like picture about yay big of the Mookie Wilson hit through Bill Buckner's legs, signed by Mookie Wilson and Bill Buckner.
Bill, yeah.
That's hanging up on my wall.
Sigh.
Yeah. I do have a trivia question on who was the last pitcher to win 300 games. You guys might know. I actually do know this.
Was it Glavine?
It was Tom Glavine.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Mets.
Yeah.
With the Mets.
His 300th game is later in life than Randy Johnson's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Randy, well, I think Randy,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I think, kept playing longer than Tom Glavine, but I think Randy reached the 300
Yeah,
marker
he-
before Glavine
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Like Tom Glavine, I don't think got that much further along than
I
300.
think he finished with like 302 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I think he went he wanted 300.
Yeah, right. That Randy Johnson isn't that much. Maybe he's only got like 315 or something like that.
No, I think Randy actually made it pretty far in. I mean, considering it like 320 and 330 is actually pretty far in.
I feel like I took a picture of the plaque. I did.
You
Of
mean
Randy?
you didn't just go around taking pictures of ones that said "come" on it?
Tom Glavine has 305. Randy Johnson has 303.
Oh wow. I did not know that.
That's
All right.
crazy.
So yeah, then I guess maybe
Was
Tom
it?
Glavine.
I
Tom Glavine
swear,
was?
someone told me it was Tom Glavine, and then I looked it up and saw it. I could.
Well, no. Well, maybe that does still track. Maybe Tom Glavine was just in the league longer. Tom Glavine was still around in like
2016, I want to say. Feels like.
Oh
feels
no,
like,
I don't think it
no,
was
like
that late.
2012.
I was going
yeah.
to say maybe like 2010, 2011.
If you want to hear another funny guy, I must have missed him in my excitement about to come, but at 365 wins in his career, Pud Glavine.
Pud Glavine?
Pud Glavine. I don't know why I'm not screen sharing.
Tom Glavine's
this when you guys
dad?
could be showing.
Like GLAFE, like same spelling?
Yeah, he's obviously a dude from back.
Yeah.
A dude from back in the day.
Yeah.
Cy Young, Walter Johnson, Christy Matthews.
Oh,
Pete
no,
Alexander,
it's spelled different.
Oh,
Galvin.
Pud Galvin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warren
I've never,
Spahn,
never,
yeah.
never fucking heard of that.
Yeah,
guy.
really, it's a
Greg Maddux had 355.
with
It's
Maddox.
crazy.
Greg Maddux is the best pitcher to ever live, in my opinion.
Clemens at 354, juiced out
The
of his
best pitcher?
mind.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe not the best, definitely not the best thrower, but the best pitcher? Yes, it's Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux was able to still be like an effective pitcher throwing like 86-mile-an-hour fastballs. Like, that's fucking crazy.
I just think Pedro in his prime is the best I've ever seen.
Well, if you want to take it like down to like a year-by-year thing, yeah, Greg Maddux has had the best career as a pitcher.
I know he's
in
got
my
like
opinion.
20 gold gloves
Yeah.
too.
I mean, I feel like just him having the 355 above everybody else.
But Roger
is-
Clemens has like 7 Cy Youngs, which is crazy in its own right too,
Yeah.
and he was insane. Like I think he's right there as well.
Yeah,
Does
but
Maddox have any juice associated with his?
definitely not. If he does, he should have been throwing harder than fucking 87.
Yeah.
No, he was like a scientist. He probably snuck it in and it was undetectable.
Yeah.
I feel like Pedro's another one of those guys that like sneaks under the conversation. Like, didn't he
Of
used
juice?
To, yeah, didn't he used
No,
to
but he
always
kinda
be like
got
going
fat.
back to the old
He got
country
fat.
and
He
then
got
he
fat
comes
with the
back.
Mets.
But people when they get fat and they don't like look jacked, so like Manning was still jacked, so like it's kind of obvious
Yeah.
he was probably doing something. Pedro kind of just got fat. I was like, and then
I found
Ortiz
myself
did
at the
some
hall
shit.
being sad that Manny's not represented.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Hall of Fame should just let everybody
It's
in.
kind of a
Yeah.
joke,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Barry
because
Bonds
it
not
doesn't
there.
like they should just like tell the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like the whole like you have all these other guys in there. Like,
I just never understood the argument. Like, all right, they're cheaters. Okay. Well, Gaylord Perry was famous for doctoring baseballs to the point where he like jokingly had like a fucking with the sponsorship from Vaseline.
Yeah.
Like it was like a ha ha ha, I'm doctoring baseballs and I have been my entire career. Oh, and by the way, now I'm in the fucking Hall of Fame. It's like if
Yeah.
you're a cheater, then you're a cheater,
I mean,
then you're a cheater.
Gaylord Perry's in. He's got 314.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He's in the Hall of Fame, and he literally he cheated his fucking ass off, and to the point where he was like made a joke about it. Like,
Oh, so 2009 was his. So I bet you Glavine was like 2010, 2011, like we were saying.
yeah,
I don't think I have a picture of that, but I also took this interesting photo where Hank Aaron is hanging out with Bill Clinton and George Bush. Like,
I mean, that's not really hanging out with.
he's fucking.
He's getting presented some sort of honor. Yeah.
Fucking little kids and knocking down twin towers, as far as I'm concerned, bro.
George Bush is looking at this
Yeah.
like, what medal is this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, who the fuck are you?
I got a fucking planned demolition to take care of, and you got me handing medals out over here.
Bill Clinton looks like he just got the best blowjob of his life previously in that photo.
Hopefully not from Hank Aaron.
Yeah, hopefully not from Monica Lewinsky was
He's
nearby.
giving him like the
He's
look
pulling
that he
that-
gave Monica. Like,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pulling that hand awfully close to his junk though.
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, Jack Morris. Fucking. Yeah.
Supposedly, Jack Morris was throwing a no-hitter
Yeah.
when my mom went into labor and had to go to the hospital. And I told my dad this. That's who I went to the Hall of Fame with, obviously. And he was like, I don't believe that to be true, because if that was true, I would remember that, and we wouldn't have left to go to the hospital because I would have watched the rest of the no-hitter. And so now I got to like go back in time and see if that's true. If he was throwing a no-hitter on
On the day of you were born?
April 7th or 8th or something like
He
that.
just snuck into the Hall of Fame too. Like he made it on his last year of eligibility.
Yeah.
Like, he was
Really? Yeah, I
he
don't
was
know. I don't
hanging on
even-
the edge for a while.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Well, I think a lot of the players like in the Hall of Fame now, especially since they don't let the steroid guys in,
Yes.
are kind of like, I don't know. I watched Andre Dawson play baseball.
Yeah.
Great player. Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't think
Harold
so.
Dude, like-
Baines a Hall of Famer?
Hell
Come
no.
on. Craig
Craig
Biggio is
Biggio.
the biggest joke of it all.
Yeah.
You know who
Well, that's
is
just
in
it.
the class this year? It's like Todd Helton,
Yeah. Todd Helton was good.
I love Todd
Helton was
Helton,
good.
though. I love Todd
He's
Helton.
underrated.
Who's the kid? Who's the dude that he played for the Red Sox? He doesn't like the Adrian Beltre.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that guy has a really
Yeah,
he
like,
made like
I
a
like
million
him,
gold
but I'm
gloves.
saying,
But
like-
yeah, these guys are yeah.
It's all very good. And also,
Yeah.
but to my point, though, like, if you're going to let a guy like Craig Biggio in because, like,
Because he played 40 years to get 3,000 hits.
then I don't understand why Albert Bell isn't in. Like, Albert Bell, in like a 5-year stretch of period of time in baseball, was like one of the most feared hitters in
Mo
all of
Vaughn
baseball.
robbed him of an MVP.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, but because he was an asshole to people, like he's not in the Hall of Fame, it's become like the Hall of really nice guys. And it's like, I don't like Ty Cobb killed somebody. Bring back that era. I want that era
No,
of baseball.
apparently-
players.
No.
Did Babe Ruth kill his wife?
Oh, I don't know.
She does his wife dies in like a mysterious fire at somebody else's house or some shit like that.
we gotta have a quick Ty Cobb talk.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, there was a journalist that hated Ty Cobb so much, just like slandered his name so badly that Ty Cobb may have been like a tough guy on the field and wanted to win, but he was a nice guy. He wasn't an
I've
asshole.
heard something about
He
this
wasn't
too,
a piece
yeah.
of shit.
I don't
Like,
know.
This journalist I forgot what Ty Cobb said or just ignore. However, it started. He went out of his way to like disparage this guy in every way for like history. All this time later, it's like, oh, Ty Cobb's a piece of shit. Fuck
I mean,
that
the
guy.
story about
There's a
isn't
story
there
about
some
the little
him
black kid.
Yeah, kidnapping. I was like, the little black kid story where he kidnapped him as a good luck charm would
Yeah.
have to be disputed.
So he kidnapped, allegedly, because who knows at this point.
I don't. Yeah.
This would be a wild story for a journalist to just make up, though. But allegedly, he like basically kidnapped a black orphan because he thought he was like a good luck charm. Then carried him like along to each one of these cities, like making this kid sleep under his bed. And then when like his hitting streak ended, just like dropped this black orphan off in whatever city, like Tuscaloosa, Alabama, they happened to be in. So like he just basically like kidnapped this poor child and just like shanghaied him like in some fucking random city in the United States. Like, later, Blackie. You know,
I mean,
it's
he's like, you're an orphan then, you're an orphan now.
like if that's true, it's like, yo, even for the time, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
even wrapping my head around it, it's like
It's just
as once before, as is now, right? Like you're a fucking
from whence you came.
yeah.
Go back to the streets, you little urchin.
That's all. That's all right.
I mean, I can't confirm nor deny the story, but
And then also there's the story that he allegedly killed somebody. Like he, I think it was like coming home from the bar one night or something. He got in like an altercation where like he like stabbed a guy to death and like just got away with it. Yeah,
Because he was Ty Cobb.
yeah.
wow, this
pretty
journalist
sweet.
really hated him.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain stories where it's like, if a journalist is really just whatever he did to that journalist, then must have been really shitty for him to just be like, I'm gonna come up with these fucking wild ass stories.
It's like Ray Lewis. Where's the white suit? You can't convict.
Yeah, I guess.
Yo, isn't there something with like the fucking OJ conviction that like he
Well,
like
he was
goes
innocent.
he goes to turn
it's not
himself in?
conviction.
Yeah,
Nah, but he
I
gives
know. I technically was.
Yeah.
he
but-
gives like he gives his lawyer like a bag. And then they can never find the bag.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Everybody thinks that's like what he was wearing when he did the deed.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I like the Brady roast joke about Jeff Ross. Like, yeah, Jeff's not even mad about that. He's mad about the waiter that died. That's one less waiter because he's a fat fuck.
Oh man. I would say if I was roasting him, I would have said he would have been happy because it opened up a line in the job opportunity.
Yeah.
It's true too. That roast was good. Are you guys gonna watch the Brady thing tonight?
Oh, what's tonight?
The
It's like
introduction.
Tom Brady Day.
Yeah, like
Doesn't this guy have enough?
Jay-Z and Kenny Chesney are performing. I've heard.
What?
Like it's gonna be a spectacle. Bill
I'm not
Burr's.
gonna-
Bill
Are you
Burr's.
guys fucking with me?
I'm not. Bill Burr's doing the opening bit. Like, at the field. It's serious. I could have
At
gone.
Gillette?
Yeah, I
Why?
could have gone and seen it, but I with my boy I already made plans. But
Jay-Z, the
and
rapper,
Kenny Chesney are both gonna perform.
and Kenny Chesney.
This is what I've heard. Yeah,
What is the
and Bill
significance of that?
and because it's Brady getting a statue.
Yeah, but what does Jay-Z have to do with that? He's a New York guy.
Oh,
Kenny
maybe-
Chesney's a fucking redneck.
Well, because
Yeah.
Chesney.
Kenny Chesney loves Gillette.
Yeah,
it's like
and
the
then-
country fest shit where
and maybe
I don't like seeing Tom Brady hang out with Jay-Z.
I don't like it either.
I'm a 50 Cent guy when it comes to the beat with the rap beef. And I don't
well,
wanna
I'm
see
gonna
Brady.
go back a generation on that. And I'm gonna say I'm a Nas guy. So Nas Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Does nobody else remember
No,
that
I
beef?
get it. I just don't like Nas
I forgot
either.
about it, to be honest.
I try
I think
my very best
Nas's
in
peak
life.
is probably the best peak of any rap career ever. Like Illmatic is I mean, if it's not the best rap album ever made, it's goddamn
No,
close.
I think Get Rich or Die Trying, hands down, is the best shit ever, dude.
What about the Chronic?
Yeah,
No. Hell no, dude. 50 fucking blows everybody out of the water, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, it's all subjective, but you
Yeah.
know, objectively, you are
I think
wrong.
50 Cent,
I
also,
think-
50 Cent outsold any Nas album.
So what, dude? This fucking
yeah.
Spice Girls outsold people. That doesn't make them the best fucking rappers.
I think Biggie's the best for me. So
Yeah.
that's, you know.
I never liked Biggie though, because I just couldn't get past P Diddy like in all of his fucking tracks. I just hate that guy.
There's like a line.
You know what? I'm
You
coming
knew
at you
about
right
him?
now. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. All these years where everybody else was listening to that fucking tired ass P Diddy bullshit, I was like, yo, fuck this guy. I hate this dude. And I was on the right side of history again. You got none of you fucking people. Not you, but
P. Diddy and the fam, who you know do it better. He wasn't lying.
There's a line in the song Dead Wrong where Biggie says something to the effect of like, I like him young and green with no hair in between. And I never knew that he said that last part until I looked up the lyrics to it. And then at that point, I was like, yo, he's talking about some diddling shit, dude. And I just can't get down with the diddling shit. So ever since that point, I've been like, they're both sketchy.
yeah.
This is both the manufactured rap beef.
Yeah. He's a better rapper than Tupac, but I'll still fuck
I think
with
Tupac's
Tupac better.
overrated.
Yeah, I do too.
Tupac,
And
if
he
you really
fucking-
break down his career, he only had like 2.5 albums.
He's like
Yeah.
a fu- he's a
everything else is
football.
posthumous. Is that the word
I
I'm
mean,
looking
same
for?
thing with Biggie.
Yeah.
Tupac has more live albums than Biggie does.
This Kill
Yeah.
track, that song's good. Hit 'em up.
Hit
I
'em
do
up,
Like,
yeah.
Hit 'em up's great.
Yeah, I love Tupac.
And I love him with
he's
Digital
not
Underground.
he's not nearly the lyricist that Biggie was.
No,
but
it's not even close,
He's
but-
he's a better artist.
Yeah.
I know if that doesn't make any sense, but like he has more of a presence.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like sometimes it just doesn't matter if you're good or not. Like if you
Yeah.
can like, you know, just if you can own that persona, then like, you know,
yeah.
kudos, you know.
No, that makes sense.
I feel like we've gone too far with three white dudes.
Talking about hip
Debating
hop.
the best rapper
Yeah,
ever,
no,
yeah.
we definitely. Yeah.
All right. Should we close here then, or should we?
I don't know. The rabbit hole has come to an end. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's-
2:28. Maybe we got an hour under our belt. Look at
Yeah,
that.
probably
It
a little more.
It all
I
worked
was gonna
out
say
perfectly.
yeah, because my boy's supposed to be here 2:30.
Oh,
Pick me
nice.
up since my car
All right.
is in the shop.
Well, yeah, in that case,
Yeah.
that's a good time to end it.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was that time. This flows. I have so much fun.
Time
doing
flies
this.
when you're having fun.
Yeah, I really
I made
do.
it through an entire episode without having to pee.
You did it,
Yeah,
bud.
you did.
Hey. Woo.
All right.
All right.
Like, share, subscribe. Help us out.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace.